Yo, what's going on? This is Drizzy Drake. Young Money. Yeah, Young Money. Yeah, Young Money. Yeah. Bye.
What is up, everybody?
Oh man!
Hey! It's Fred Albert. Just kidding. I don't know why that popped in my head.
You
But-
already starting on some ish.
What is up? What is up, everybody?
Oh my goodness!
Dang, Shardy, we
Dang,
back in the
Shardy.
building. Okay.
Shardy. Oh, it's been too long, man.
Put your hands in the air, twerking like you don't care.
I know some of y'all was like, it ain't been long enough. But guess what? We back.
We back, baby.
Like a herpes outbreak.
Like the pot. Wait, what's the monkey pox? We out here like the monkey
We
pox.
out here like the pox.
Okay, we just popping up. Okay, that's
Speaking of monkeypox, I wanted to do I gotta don't steal my idea, okay? I need somebody to collaborate with me. Anybody who's good at Photoshop, I need you to take Tupac's face and put it on the cover of, like, you know, what was that gorilla movie where they took over? I forget what it was.
Planet of the Apes.
And then put his face on all the monkeys and call that monkeypox.
We gonna bill you already.
Come on.
Already,
man.
we starting corny already. Clearly,
What you talking about? That'd be hilarious.
Monkey pox.
Monkeypox. That'd be hilarious. Anyway.
Already, y'all.
You
It's
have no
it's
vision.
only 12 minutes into it.
You
know
have
what I'm
no
saying?
vision.
I catch your draft 100% though. I catch your drift. All right. But y'all, I am your girl, the princess of all.
And I'm Cujo Speaks.
And we are here on the Good Times Show, y'all. It is 12 minutes after the hour, 4:12 on the east, 1:12 on the west.
And 312 CST.
Because Cujo knows it best.
I do.
All right, y'all. Today is our premiere of our new
Hey.
season, and we're so excited to share it with you guys. If y'all are watching on YouTube, on our website, on our app, on our live pages, whatnot, I'm letting y'all know right now, my hair was in a bun all day. And if any woman knows the struggle of braids or just hair in general, when you have it in a bun and you take it down, it has that that bun crinkle
There's one little
to
crinkle.
it. Like you see like how it's just like it got the bun like crinkle because it was folded.
I don't see it. So I guess this is the same thing with me, quote unquote, not having hair. Like I'll be like, oh, I need to cut my hair. And everybody's like, you ain't got no hair.
What are you cutting?
Especially
cutting your scalp?
my Caucasian kids. They're like, you don't have no hair. What are you talking about?
You-
I'm like, you don't see all this?
Now I understand why bald men say I need to shave my head.
Mhm.
Because all you doing is shaving your head because you don't have no hair to cut.
No, it's just like,
Wow.
like your face. Like my beard hair now
That just
grows
like-
longer than my head hair. So technically, I would say I got.
Why don't you just keep cutting it and then like start filling it in?
You know what? Because I would be like LeBron. People would make fun of me because they know I'm bald.
Patch Daddy.
Patch Adams, right? They know I'm bald. I'm not fooling nobody, even if I went and got
That's
a lace
true.
front.
That's true. LeBron's like, give it up though. Give it up, buddy.
He finally did. He finally went bald.
He did. I mean, but
Fine.
some people, they just like it fits. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it just depends on your confidence of how you rock it.
I love how you said some people, and I'm one of those bald people. You didn't say if it's
Yeah.
me. You just said some people.
I'm speaking
done
in
went
general.
all the way
Well, I've
around.
never seen
Look,
you with
you went
hair, so I wouldn't
Around me
even know.
to the microphone, out to the
Some
world.
people, somewhere you'll
Without me.
find. A
I gotta
bald
show you
man
the
like
pic.
mine.
I gotta show you pictures. In high school, I had like relaxed fro.
And you
like,
say this, and I
spiky-
still can't fathom
I
the
got
thought because I've
That's
only
my wife.
known
She'll tell
you
you.
with no hair. I mean, even when you came on the show a couple years ago, you
Yeah, I
you
was
wore a
bald
hat,
then.
but you wore a hat, so
Yeah, I've
I
been
didn't
rocking
know.
hats forever. I
Yeah.
started going bald around.
you were catfishing.
Yeah,
You were hatfishing.
I was happy. That's it right
You little
there.
hatfish.
I ain't heard of that
A
one
lot
yet.
of men are hatfishing,
That's a
okay?
good
A
one.
lot of men are going bald on the edges or like bald in the back, and they throw on a baseball cap or like beanies and stuff, and they hide their baldness until, you
Yeah.
know.
Facts. There's I seen an Instagram post today where this dude was telling everybody that came on his live, like, hey, take your hat off. This cat had legit had dreads, like dreads on the side, and took his hat off, and it was nothing in the middle. Like
the Stevie
straight up
Wonder.
looked like, Fire Marshal Bill from when they had the little patches.
My God.
It was Fire Marshal Bill all up top,
That's
but was
terrible.
straight Rastafari and
See,
all
look, and they yell at girls for doing stuff like
Hatfishing.
that. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely hatfishing.
That's
When a girl be like
hilarious.
wig fishing, I mean, it's the same thing.
Is
Shout out
it
to everybody
worse?
on my live that's tuned in so
Right.
far.
614
Break
Majestic,
Brad,
thank you for tuning in.
Shayna, Tana, well, I should call her Splash Sister number 2.
Hey, Splash in the building.
Tia or Tania. Hey, auntie.
See, look, she about to make. I got like 3 people. My wife, 2 of my best friends, Gage and Larry. I think Bloney Dip already left. And 614 Majestic was cracking. Thank you for joining me. If you don't already have the app and you want to see who else is talking in this room, make sure you get the 9397 Network app so you can see the full show, full production.
Ooh, if you want to see our app,
or if you want to just look at my bald crazy ass,
Rolls.
stay right chill.
Hey, it's Rolls. Shout out to you.
Stay right chill.
But guys, this season, we are
Also, share Everywhere.
Blow
Actually, you
us
know
up.
what? How am I gonna tell people to share the live, and I didn't even share my live yet.
What do you mean you didn't share?
You hit the little kite. Hit the little kite,
and then send it to folk.
and then you just boop diddy boop boop.
Then you didn't sit in them folk like that, like
yeah,
this.
folk ain't sitting there, folk. Tell them folk. Tell folks.
So everybody doing that.
Right. Tell a friend to make the switch.
I got a few newcomers. Okay.
Yeah, don't nobody care.
Hi,
Nobody care about your
Rose.
Her phone lame. Come over to Cujo_speaks.
Yeah. Oh, hello from Chicago. Hey, my shy babies. Listen, I love Chicago. At one point in time in my life, I put our app logo up there. I forgot to take it down. At one point in time, I used to really think that like I was from Chicago. Like
Chicago been lit
when
though.
I said Katie Got Bands, that was my girl at one point in time. And I say Katie Got Bands because she is like the Chicago's version of Detroit's Cash Down.
Okay.
So like I was in with like Chi-Town's
The only
rappers,
Chi-Town
Windy City,
music,
Illinois Jones Radio.
only people I ever knew from Chicago was
Yesterday.
R. Kelly.
Go Bears.
R. Kelly and was Twister. Wasn't Twister from Chicago?
On behalf of my
right.
part Chicago, we don't really want to claim
Listen,
that.
I don't
portion
care
of
what you
Chicago.
don't want to claim. Robert Kelly put on for the city for a long time. What's good, Lay? More money lay in the building. Thank you for support, brother. Thank you for showing
She says
up.
she loves my hair.
Now, I didn't even know for the longest time that Dirk was from Chicago.
How did you not know Dirk wasn't from Chicago?
I don't know. I don't know.
He from the 63rd. That's the word.
I don't know the 63rd. I don't know none of that. I think it was like an interview or something I was listening to. He was talking about Chicago.
Do you like Soulja Boy? Dirk. Not Drake.
Okay, so who else recently is from Chicago?
Nice to meet you, Kendra.
Who am I missing out on? Dirk is from Chicago. Okay, so
Dirk,
who else is the big?
Chief Keef. You got Lil Reese. You got
Didn't Lil Reese pass away? Is he still alive? Look, now I'm being like you.
Don't give me the line.
Now I'm being like you.
Don't give me the line.
Last season, look, if y'all weren't around last season, let me fill you in on something. Once Princess gets to know your name, you should probably think in like 3 months you're gonna be killed off somehow. Like,
I forget a lot of names.
Didn't he die? Like, whoa, relax.
Girl, I need pockets on all my outfits, okay? Because I lose my phone. Speaking of needing pockets, I don't have no pockets on
Is she sewing
this.
pockets on pocketless stuff? Just
I don't know.
I can
Kendra.
take her my pocketless sweats and she'll put some pockets on them?
I don't know. DM me, Kendra, because I literally need pockets on everything. Because for women, we wear leggings a lot. And only if you wear the athletic leggings, comes with pockets. If you just wear regular leggings, there's no pockets on there, which is
Now-
why most girls are starting to wear the athletic leggings, even if they're athletic or not, because it has that pockets for like when you're at
Can
the
she
gym.
put pockets anywhere? Because tell me it wouldn't be
Kendra,
dope.
can you put pockets anywhere?
I would love to have a zipper pocket just right here. To just
I want
hold
one on
some
my
random-
shoulder.
just everywhere. Just give me
Because
a-
I want to be able to put my
Convenience is
wallets,
key.
my cards on this one, my money on this one. I mean, because
I want
think about
everything
it.
from the nipples up.
Okay, we've got you. She says she got us.
Hey, let's go.
Kendra got us.
See, that's okay. So now,
She said
listen.
pockets for all.
That's what I'm saying. Marketing wise, right? It's safe because you put wallet in your back pocket. You
It's now safe because before it ain't safe. It ain't
from
safe.
the titties up.
Oh, I
They
got
can't pickpocket me from the titties up.
because I can see him.
They ain't touching me up here.
She said yes. She
Get
can put
off me.
pockets anywhere.
Let's go. Hey, anybody who has been having pocket deficiencies, holler at us. We now have a pocket person.
Yes, yes. I got
That
a
don't
commercial.
sound right.
She said can put them anywhere. I
That's
got
legit.
a commercial for like, hey, have you ever had to put your phone or your cards in your back pocket? It ain't safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. Boom. Well, now we can put your pockets on your girl.
Look at me like West Coast Custom. We put a pocket in your pocket. West Coast Custom. Hey, look.
That
listen,
is
I
hilarious.
think we on to something here.
Why
I
is my
think we on to
This
something.
year she said better than clothes with pockets as you, LOL, never lose anything. For sure,
Facts.
never lose anything.
You gonna have me putting pockets on my water bottle and all
On my
kinds
hat,
of. I'm not playing games.
the side of my hat.
I'm about to be pocket master.
Well, Kendra, thank you for tuning in to the Good Time Show on Hot 93.97. Oh, I wore my shirt. Oh, we both wore our shirts today.
I know.
I just
almost wore
realized
that
that.
one. But okay, in all transparency, y'all, I'm very self-conscious about my arms and my weight at this moment. So I wore that shirt during one of our promo shows, and I felt like the arms was a little like weird looking in our promo video, in our intro.
You did.
I was like,
You did.
those arms looked a little like, oh.
You did say that. You did say
Yeah.
that.
So I didn't wear that one because I swore I would never wear that shirt again in public.
But that was just your own.
Yeah, my
Thought
kids were like, "Your
schmeal
arms look buff,
process.
Dad," and I was like, "Well, I don't want them
You
look
look
buff."
real buff. Oh, you
Not
didn't
like
want the
that.
whole the LL Cool J buffness.
Yeah, it was.
His
those
used to
was
be
just-
like
it was like a 3/4 sleeve of a short sleeve
But why does it matter? Like if it's like
because it looked weird. All right, you know what? I'm not debating this with y'all.
and last she
Not
said the
happening.
pockets last for 15 years.
15 years. I've never had a piece of clothing last for 15 years. So
Me
can I
either.
take my pocket warranty? Can I take that pocket off?
Does it come with the pocket warranty?
Right. Like, can you take that pocket off of what I don't want it
Just
on to
the
put it?
extra one, obviously.
You get a backup pocket too?
She's hilarious.
I'm so down. We need to get her on for an interview because
We definitely
I need to see a tutorial. I need all of this.
She said that's why I'm doing this. She said her her tampon fell out at the gym. Obviously an
So she
extra
got a
one.
pocket
So now she has
on the
pockets
inside.
and she can
Pocket
put
to
them
catch.
anywhere. Boom.
This is
Boom. She says
incredible.
the pockets won't likely. I have been doing this for she's been doing this for 15 years.
Oh,
Gotcha.
Oh well.
That's what's up. I mean, hey.
Well, the luster of a 15-year-old pocket just went away. I was
What piece of
excited.
clothing you can really wear for 15 years?
I don't know,
mean,
but think of it like a time capsule that you bury and you go back and you look at it. You just throw something in this pocket and you seal it and you never open it for 15 years until the seal breaks of natural causes.
the seal breaks of natural causes.
After 15 years.
Make that lemonade.
After 15 years, apparently.
But yes, y'all. So we've had a lot to catch up on. Okay. It's been far too long. Oh, I forgot to start this on our Facebook. I reconnected it, but I didn't hear live. So
That's all right.
now Facebook can see
It'll
it.
be
As
all right.
well.
Hey, Facebook people. How are you?
But we have so much to catch up on. She said, several years. That's true. Yes, very, very true. We have so much to catch up on. Sorry, I'm trying to read some of the comments while we are live. But this season is going to be such a fun and unique season. You guys will be able to see a lot of different viewpoints of us, a lot of growth in some of our conversations, as well as just our point of views, more in-depth conversations. And we'll still be giving you guys, a little bit of entertainment news, as well as just pure good topics.
We do entertainment news differently. So I always try to explain to people when I tell them about our show. Excuse me, because they ask, like, is it a regular talk show? And da da da. I go, yes, and we do talk about some trending news, but not in the way that everybody else does. What we tend to do is we dig into the underlying factors of why certain things happened and da 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 da. Exactly. Whereas, your normal smut talk stations are just going to sensationalize the drama and talk about X, Y, and Z things that don't necessarily matter all that much in the long run.
And I mean, so just to kind of give you guys a rundown, and we will kind of put this on the website as well. But I mean, you guys will just begin to get familiar with all of it because this is this is the new black.
Huh?
Like Orange is the New Black.
Oh,
this is
yeah,
the new
okay.
black.
So we the new black.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is black. That's what we call it. Something.
Word.
I don't know, because the TV show This Is Us. I don't know. I mixed them all together. You know what
this
I'm saying?
This is you black. This is you us black.
This is the U.S. New Black.
U.S. New Black.
Oh, but we forgot orange. We forgot the orange.
I like that. I was thinking that's weird that you say that. PDB, what's up, man? My man Pep. That's my guy. So hopefully, on a whole different subject, Pep is someone who does verse for verse hip hop battle style competitions on IG Live. And I'm trying to get him to bring his platform over to us on our platform. Woo. So all you guys listening on the radio side, hopefully here soon in the next couple of months, we'll have something worked out, and we'll be bringing you guys a verse for verse battle type scenario that you can listen to on the airwaves as well as seeing on our YouTube joint.
Absolutely.
So thank you for tuning in.
Freestyle. Woo. Hi, Jeffrey. My boy Jeffrey just tuned in. So Jeffrey, actually, you went to the exhibit, but it had got changed.
I got a bone to pick with you, Jeffrey.
So that's Jeffrey.
You know how far I walked to get to that hotel?
From the corner to the door?
Negative.
Oh.
We went to Maru Sushi, right? And then went through the city to the little middle place where the ice skating rink and all that is. Mm-hmm. And I was like, let's just make a day of it. Let's take a nice little stroll down and see some art or whatever. I walked in and I was like, yeah, I'm here for the exhibit. She was like, excuse me. So they looked at me all crazy, and I was like, am I in the wrong spot? And
I know.
The other girl was like, no. I thought I heard something about it. And looked up in the computer. Hold on one second. And went. So I'm awkwardly standing
It did get rescheduled.
Awkwardly standing there. It was like, excuse me, I'm trying to
check in. And they're looking like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right, I'm like, excuse me, I'm smoking a long cigar. Excuse me, I'm here for the art exhibit. Like,
I'm with my bougie friends.
Yeah.
But
sorry, I missed it.
We wanted to go, but then it got changed. And then I couldn't due to some family obligations that I had to do. But we're definitely going to make the next one, and we're going to work together. We definitely should put some work up in our studio as well.
It'd be tight.
He's supposed to be hitting me up so we can link, but
we'd love to do something. I mean, however you want to do it. Like, we can do a special little expose. He can set some stuff up, and we can have him on the StreamYard, and do an interview with him.
I told him we got a lot of ideas how we could work together.
Listen,
but
any of you guys listening or watching, we always love to showcase people. We love to bring you on the show. We love to figure out new ways to promote everybody who's doing beautiful things in the world. So don't think just because we're not doing a sit-down interview that there's not something we can bring you on the show for. If you've got something to show, or if you've got an exhibit or a venue or whatever it is, we can bring you on StreamYard. You can be at your venue. We can be interviewing you there and seeing what you got. And, so there's always ways to work.
Absolutely.
We want to all work together.
He said, I'd be so busy. I'm on my way to an anniversary shoot now. Aww.
It's our anniversary.
I completely understand, but he said he haven't forgot, but we definitely got a link.
Other Mike P, what's up? Shea Butter.
Hey, Shea Butter.
What are you doing?
But I do want to kind of inform everybody. So I started talking about it, but I had got something in my eye. I had an eyelash in my eye. So I had to get that out. Because that's
what
very
happens
dangerous.
When you don't got the Venus flytrap.
I know. Normally I have lashes on, but today I'm just regular bareface. When I tell y'all bareface, I don't even have on any liner. I may have on like a little bit of a Instagram filter, but it's literally I didn't even got no Vaseline on. Like, I literally was just in it. What you saying? You been so extra.
Don't worry about your troubles and your
But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, y'all can always catch us being uncensored, off the cuff. Like
Extra.
it is what it is. We say, and it just flies. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, you guys will catch more of a sit down with us. We're doing more topic of the days. We're doing more interviews. We're doing deep dives into businesses all over the world. With our new segment called The Hot Spot, which will be highlighting different establishments, services, companies, people, just all over the place in every city, state, whatever.
Everywhere.
So if you guys have
Globally.
a business that you guys have heard of, or you want people to know about, or it's your business or a service that you may offer, hit us up and we'll be more than happy to feature you guys on the Hot Spot segment. But this season, we are definitely bringing a whole new season of flavor on the Good Time Show. Okay, you never know what you're gonna get. Like I said, we raw dogging it all season. On air, not in the bedroom.
I was gonna say I got 8 kids. I can't raw dog.
Not in the bedrooms. Clearly, you can't even pull out your driveway. I'm just kidding.
I can't pull out of nowhere.
But you never know what you're gonna get. Okay, so throughout the week, we're giving you guys a versatile variety of topics, entertainment, you name it. Okay, we might be doing some skits, some TikToks, some interviews and everything. We're bringing back the Good Girls Roll Call, so just keep your phone's notifications turned on, because we always are delivering straight fire, straight heat, and just different things. Let's see, he said I'm gonna call you today. Okay, I'm on air until 7 p.m. on the east and 4 p.m. on the west, so just call me after this.
6 p.m.
So your skin is gorgeous.
That's all that happens over there on her live. People just be lying to her, making her feel good.
First of all, don't nobody be lying, because I do look good. Okay. I look good on my mama. On my good. Sorry. There was something else I wanted to say. Okay. So I wanted to talk about photo shoots, right? Okay. So first of all, let me back up a little bit. Because I've been saying this on the videos and stuff, but I want to make a formal announcement that all of you, on my Instagram, my stream, YouTube page, everywhere, please address me as Princess Batch. Okay. I want this to be known, and I want it to be loud on the microphone. Oh, I got the sound effects. Hold on, wait. I can't find it.
I have an announcement to make to y'all, to the people of America.
Call me Princess Batch, because your girl just graduated with her bachelor's. Okay, yes. Let me get a round of applause.
That's the one time I think they're allowed to get.
Yes,
that is an incredible.
Indeed. So I graduated with my Bachelor's of Science with a concentration in small business management and entrepreneurship. So when I say I'm out here and I'm giving advice and I'm giving consultations, please know and best believe that I know what I'm talking about.
She
okay.
Got her deck.
And when I tell y'all, I don't want to say this and I don't want to be cocky, like by no means necessary.
Wait, I wish we had a horn so you could blow that.
I know. I wish I could blow it. But when I tell you I did this bachelor's program with a breeze, when I tell you like a breeze, like it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I gotta study. And I'm hard on myself because I know at my bachelor's I could have done better, but the work was so easy, it became boring. You know how like if you know something already, it's like, oh, this is so boring versus learning something.
That piece of paper, once you have that piece of paper, it doesn't say a bachelor's 3.6 bachelor's. It doesn't say a 3.8 bachelor's. It says a bachelor.
But no, I'm just saying I'm just saying on general with like the information, it became boring because I knew it. Yeah. Like it'd have been different.
Aoife said congratulations.
Thank you, Eve. But yeah, if I didn't know the information, like I was learning it, I think it would have been. Oh, thank you guys for saying congratulations. Real deals tuned in. What's up, fam? But not my master's. I am gonna master it. I'm gonna start in January. But that one, I think it'll be a little bit more interesting because I'm taking it in something that I don't do on the everyday. So it'll be more
underwater
like informative.
Even?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I'm getting. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot to learn, you know. So I think that's what's gonna make it a lot more funner.
Quite a long time.
No, I'm getting my my master's in public relations.
Ooh.
So it's not too different, but it's going to be something a little bit different than what I do every single day. Right now, I do business management. Yeah. So I just want everybody to approach me correctly.
I, for one, am very proud. I've told you that already, but
Thank you.
I know on air I like to make fun of you a lot, pretend like I'm not super proud of you, but I am incredibly proud of you.
Thank you. And it's definitely been a journey with my bachelor's degree, and that's why I say anything is possible. And I didn't necessarily do it for anybody else. I did it for myself because I felt like, why not? Because no matter what, as much as people talk and as much as people say that they're doing this, is nothing like having that certification that stamps and seals that, boom, I know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm certified and I took the proper classes to give you this knowledge, versus people just being like, oh yeah, I learned from YouTube and yeah, I think it works. Like, no, I know for sure.
YouTube
but
University.
Anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of me getting my bachelor's, I literally had 3 children, 3 toddlers, a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So anything is possible if you really put your mind to it and if you have a great support cast. And I definitely see why they tell people when you first graduate high school, if you are going to go to college, do it at that moment. Because you don't have any distractions.
I tell people all the time, like, people talk about that gap year, or even people that go to a community college for the first 2 years. Because at that community college, you're still going to be at home. You're going to get a job. You're going to start a life. But it's still
easier because you don't really have many responsibilities. It's harder once you have a family.
You build those responsibilities as you know what I'm saying? Like that's that. True. Now, if you can stay focused and like don't get any attachments,
it depends on what college you go to.
If it's the community college in your hometown.
I'm talking about like a university. Oh. Because I've known people that go to them universities and they don't even go to class. They're not even registered on the teachers' rosters for classes. They're registered at the nearby liquor stores near the campus. So it just depends on your circle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you're around people who they're focused on getting their degrees and graduating with no problem, then you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
But if you're surrounded by the frats, the parties, and all that, you're gonna get consumed.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to balance.
I did, and I also warned my kids against that whole thing, like doing so well in high school and then being burned out from doing well. Plus, you get that freedom now.
Yeah.
So you tend to want to just kind of wild out and, slack off, I guess. But and that will take control. It happened to me. That's exactly what happened to me.
It can happen.
I did super well, and then got to college and was like, time for me to party.
Like, ooh, that's not what I expected. I ain't got no supervision. Ain't nobody looking over me.
I didn't really.
I could do whatever I want.
Aoife said there's no limits or time frames to get a degree. Life happens, and you did it.
Thank you, Aoife.
Factory.
And you know what really kind of encouraged me? So, when I graduated with my associate's degree, I graduated with my boyfriend, his auntie's like grandma. So like she was like 80 years old when she was graduating with her associate's degree. And her words was, I told my grandson that wasn't her grandson, but she told her grandson that if he graduated high school, she would graduate college. Wow. And he graduated high school, so she enrolled in college. So it's one of those things that Eve, you're never too old to go back to school, to try again, to keep furthering your education, because you only get older. And we talked about this before on several shows. Right. It's very easy to get older, but not get wise. And, if you're not going to continue to better yourself and get more information, wow, I really zoomed in like that on you.
Shout out to my homie, Blair.
Hi, Blair.
In the building. She's a new mommy. We were just talking the other day about new mommyhood. I love new mommies. We talk about parenthood a lot on this show because I have 8, she has 3.
You'll be able to get a lot of good parenting advice.
Yeah, parenthood is. I think somehow every show, no matter what topic we're talking about, her and I will somehow bring it back to parenting.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
parenthood is the ultimate foundation.
When it comes to the drama, and we were just talking about this while we were recording the other day. when it comes to the drama of the world today and the state of our young folks today in this generation, everybody talks so bad about this generation, but at the end of the day, it's our generation who raised those kids who are now being ridiculed, and now we're out in this world creating all the mess that they're creating. It came from the parents of our generation, and it sucks, but
we'll get into that.
Yeah, I was about, later. That's why I had to kind of shut it down because
he talked too much, y'all. I'm just
kidding. we actually did an entire episode about this. So
did we, or are we going to?
Maybe it's possible.
Did
we? I think
or not. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to hop on my live for a couple of minutes because I never ever go on Instagram live
right.
Ever. Yeah. And because I just feel like, if you're not doing something like productive, I'm not one of those people that I'm just gonna hold the camera on my live and be like, oh, follow me in the kitchen. Because like when I be watching some people, I'll be like, bro, are you even paying us any attention?
So I just got into doing all these lives and stuff, and most of, like I said, with Pep, most of them are hip hop based.
But y'all are interacting with each other.
And it's like 4
but
people.
But you're not just sitting there watching somebody sit in a room, rearrange their
when I click onto some cabinets, of them, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like there's
okay. Just be sitting there fixing their studio equipment, bro.
For instance, there's people who, and I don't know if their pages aren't necessarily fitness pages, but they sit their camera on live in the gym.
Yeah, I know.
And they're just working out, and I'm like, all right. I mean, you can't even interact with what I'm saying
because you're not even watching or paying attention to the comments.
Yeah, like some content would be much better being recorded.
Yeah,
but, hey, that's their own. I mean, I can't say anything because a lot of those people have a lot more followers than I have. So maybe that works.
I haven't gotten to that point of my life, and I don't know if I'll ever get to that point. And we've talked about this before. Mm-hmm. I just think that some things should not be shown to the world 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Again, the internet and everything is only giving you a glimpse of what it wants you to see, and I'm still kind of like that homebody where it's like my work is my work, but my personal time, I really value my personal time and my me time.
Here's a little bit of an inside look at Princess from the person who spends more time with her than really anybody else on this planet. She may seem like the most open, tell everybody everything, she's on radio, she's this big bubbly personality. Princess can't stand people, and she don't tell nobody nothing about her life, and you don't need to know nothing about her, nothing at all ever. So don't take her kindness on air as you can just walk up to her wherever y'all homies, because that's not the case.
And I mean, I might still speak. I might be like, hey.
She might. Excuse me, where you know me from?
Right. How you know my name?
I watched your show. Oh, hey, girl.
Hey, you better come with a disclaimer.
I seen you at the grocery store.
But then it's and that's why, it's so funny because everyone's always like, oh, did you do a photo shoot? Did you do a photo shoot? And I mean, me and we've been in the green screen room plenty of times.
Plenty.
It's so hard to be serious. You know what I'm saying? To be a model, I really give it up to y'all because y'all really have to be serious and focused and all of that. Me, I'm too goofy. Take this picture. I'm doing a dumb look. And
for real.
I'm not
I can't. I don't. The reason why I even to go live is because I hate, and I don't say hate very often. I hate taking pictures. I'm not self-conscious necessarily or anything like that, but I just don't think I look great in pictures. So I hate taking pictures. So I don't know if it's a defense mechanism or what, but I just always go to being goofy when it comes to.
Me too. I can never just be serious, but that's just my personality. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really fit to be in front of the camera. I like directing, being behind the camera, and just being silly and orchestrating it.
Started though. I remember now that we're talking about it. I used to hate my teeth growing up, right? Which my wife just complimented me because I did buy some teeth whitening stuff, and they looking pearly. So I used to always get told that my laugh or my smile in pictures was fake because I used to never show my teeth. So I was always. So to get myself to smile more naturally in pictures, I would make myself laugh.
Oh, so that you can.
So that every time I took pictures, I would make myself laugh, which turned into me just always being goofy when I take pictures, so that I was genuinely laughing. Because I really do feel like when I'm genuinely laughing, like I look good, I look happy, I look jovial.
Everybody has that fake smile.
Oh, it's terrible. I think it breaks my heart when I fake smile now, so I can't even do it no more. I'm getting old and crotchety. I can't even fake stuff no more. Like, for real.
Just grinning. Just me mugging.
But it's like,
I want to cry.
That's my fake smile.
I want to go.
I don't want to be here.
Yeah, but pictures are they're just really not. They're not my thing.
I think so if now that we're on air, I mean, everybody who knows me knows this about my journey, and y'all are going to hear this every show.
Ooh.
I quit smoking cigarettes. I quit smoking weed. I quit drinking.
Let's give you a round of applause.
Hey, thanks. I quit drinking 2 years ago, which is I quit drinking membership. Been in the gym. So yeah,
hold on, no. And I was thinking about this earlier, and I wanted to call you and cuss you out too. So I don't know about other races, and anytime I refer to Black people or a specific culture, I'm only referring to it because that's all I know,
right? That is,
and that's the only experience.
You got a bachelor's in blackness.
Yes, actually a master's. But you did the average thing a Black person does. Once something start working, now you want to be good and be, I'm gonna eat healthy, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. For sure. But before I was like, I literally was driving here when I asked you about your heart your thing. I was like, he really want to just straighten up now because he thinks I'm wrong. Like, like what?
But the hold on. But I stand true to who I am though, because I've been saying that forever. Like years and years and years ago, people was like, you really shouldn't be drinking as much as you drink. And I was like, well, once something is medically wrong with me and they tell me I need, because nothing in my life was going wrong. I was just drinking
enough for me to stop.
You know what I mean? Like I was a very functioning alcoholic. So it wasn't
so you thought.
Oh, you can ask my wife and kids and all that.
I was never mean. The person always thinks that they're very functional, but everybody else. You can ask
everybody in my life. I wasn't mean. I wasn't messing shit up. I wasn't missing work. I wasn't nothing like that was happening. I was drunk a lot because I was in a lot of pain. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
And then like smoking cigarettes. I'm like, yeah, I know it's terrible.
Like I say, I know that's hard for a lot of people.
It is, but the second, and I always said, the second something serious happens medically, and I don't know if this is the cause or not, then I'm definitely done. If it could be hurting me, and this is a situation like not just the whole, and I always went to the whole. I know people that have never smoked a cigarette a day in their life, they got lung cancer.
Yeah.
So I would always go. That would be my thing. Like, you know what I mean? You can't tell me this is going to kill me because even if I didn't smoke, but if there's something medically wrong with me, I know there's something wrong with me, and this could be exacerbating those things, then I'm definitely going to quit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think that goes for people who have strong mindsets where you can just like turn it off and turn it on. Like you're not addicted. You just like it. Yeah. But at any moment you can turn it off with no problem.
It's all a matter of what you hold your value in.
All right, guys. I got to go.
You know what I mean?
It keeps saying my signal is bad and my phone's about to die.
Sick turtle.
Watch us on the website, the app or YouTube. Go on
everybody watching me on here as well.
The link is in my bio. Go to my bio.
Make sure y'all get the app because I won't be on here the whole time. Bratz Kill 'em. I can't wait to play Bratz's music. If you watched my story today, Bratz Kill 'em is the female hip hop artist that I posted earlier.
Okay.
So also something new coming up. I'll go back to my story about not smoking here in a minute, but something new coming up. I know you guys have heard of the U Store. And I know you guys are familiar with the U Store, but since taking over the U Store, I haven't really put legs on it yet. I've been kind of curating and getting a lot of these new artists kind of all grouped together. And now I have a gang of amazing artists, including Bratz Kill 'em, and also her husband, Comite, Pep, Scar. I got a whole bunch of people y'all are going to get to meet here very soon. But the U Store will be up and in full effect over this next 3 months. We're going to go hard on all these new artists. If you don't know what the U Store is, it is our independent artist platform. The goal is to find all of the dopest, unsigned, independent, grinding artists who just are passionate about music, love music, and deserve a large global platform without having to sell their souls to somebody to get that shine in that shop.
You shouldn't have to sell nothing.
You shouldn't have to sell a
but
thing.
records.
All you should need to do is be passionate and make your music. You know what I mean? We're not a record company. I'm not trying to sign artists. All I'm doing is finding dope artists and we putting them out there for people to hear so they can get the respect, love, and plays and the money on their own that they deserve. So if you guys know any dope artists that you think should be featured on the U Store page or on the 9397 page,
hit us up, send
on
them
our show, please DM me, tell them to DM me, tag me, and all their stuff.
Send them my way.
Send it out. I'll be sharing it from my page, the U Store page, and we're gonna get it popping. Yeah, I know we don't play music on our show, but there will be some underground independent artists
on the whole entire network.
Yeah, it's gonna go
network.
So, like I was saying,
what's your network?
I actually love that song. It's about what you hold sacred. It's about what your passion is about yourself,
wow,
right?
You
so
look really.
I went back to it. I remember.
No, I was saying I just so happened to look at
yourself
view.
in your camera. Yeah.
You look.
I care about living more than I care about cigarettes, and I think it is my babies that really
did it for you.
Yeah, I mean all of my kids obviously, but my two youngest, my baby boys, my toddlers, I can't imagine them having to go through the same struggle of I didn't have my dad growing up, especially if it ended up being preventable. If all I had to do was stop doing X, Y, and Z things, but I didn't stop, and then, you know what I mean?
To be able to last,
yeah.
To get there.
I was about to say something real dumb. I couldn't live with that if
you wouldn't
You'd be dead, fool.
You wouldn't be. That's
Yeah.
the
thing.
The plug,
That's
not
the
plug. The irony in it.
The catch-22.
Yeah, you're gonna catch COVID-22.
Oh,
Sorry.
knock on wood. I still haven't caught that monster. So
man, you did. You just didn't get tested.
Nope.
That time that you was half dead and you was texting me sick, you had it.
I could have been. I can't even.
When the whole fam bam.
No cap. I could have been. Actually, no. We got tested.
When y'all was sick like that?
Yeah, we home tested.
Oh, but you didn't swab high enough.
You didn't touch your brain.
You gotta swab the brain is what they really tell you through the nostril. It's
but
the brain swab.
I legit think I had it before it was a thing though.
Yeah.
So before we
I mean a lot of people really did.
Before we moved back here, before it was I think it had already been talked about overseas. Like it was on the news, but I don't think it had came here yet. And then I was sick for had to be 2 months.
Like what kind of sick?
Like on and off sick in every kind of different way. That's when you lost weight. I couldn't. It was bad. It was really bad. And then everybody started talking about COVID-19, whoop, and I was like, huh? That sounds like how I felt for that 2 months.
I was gonna say, but a lot of people experienced that they had the symptoms, and that's why you know, with this whole journey of everything that's going on in the world, it's one of those things that you truly never really know. Mm-hmm. Because they don't ever really know. You know what I'm saying? I feel like COVID is now going to become the common cold. I
just talked to a nurse. I went to a doctor's appointment a couple days ago, and the nurse said that. She was talking about vaccines and all that stuff. And she was like, yeah, here pretty soon it's basically going to be adapted into the flu shot. So you basically get them both at once. I'm like,
so I know some people might attack me. And it's truly just my decision of what I chose to do. I mean, when the time comes right and I absolutely have to, I will. But so when you have your first child, is the new mommy still tuned in?
Blair, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. But I hope she hears this
clip.
So when you have your first child, they pressure you into all of these vaccines. Make sure your baby get all the shots on time, blah, blah, blah. They scare you into it. So then when I had my second son, it was right before COVID. So he got the first maybe 6 months of shots, even if that. And then the doctor's offices and stuff were closed. So we couldn't really go to any of his appointments because COVID had hit. I had him in February. The world shut down in March. So it was he only got those couple of shots. So as COVID was ending, he may have gotten all the way up to maybe like his 6-month, maybe 8-month shots. My son is 2 now. And I think that was the last time he got his shots. My 1-year-old, I think he has had maybe the first couple of shots, like the hepatitis B and like the DTaP, like all the way up to like 6 months. And then after that, I have not gotten them vaccinated.
Aren't they all just supposed to be like, just in case you run into this virus, here's your help.
But the way that they shoot these kids up, it's like really, really scary. Like my children, like I can maybe count on one hand the amount of times they've actually like physically been like sick. Oh,
he just wanted to be on our show. He's been trying to be on our show forever. He just wanted to be on.
I needed a charger, right? But yeah, I can count on one hand how many times that they've actually been sick, and they have not been vaccinated. Versus my oldest son, who has got vaccinated, and he brings home a new germ every day from
I think
school.
It's a matter of your doctor, because Aoife said, I had my first child last year. I haven't had any issues with pressure of vaccines, but it's different everywhere, I guess. I don't think it's a geographical thing. I think it's certain doctors, because like the doctor that we have for our kids, she's incredible, and she never will pressure us or make us feel any kind of way, but she'll let you know straight up, like, well, in my belief, what I believe. And she always says, you can believe what you want. Oh,
the state sends me a letter saying,
as far as them going to school. Yeah,
but it's for my little babies. They're not even in school. I've literally got, like, from the health department, we've noticed that your child such and such hasn't had a doctor's appointment in this amount of time, or haven't gotten shot. Like, I've gotten letters from the health department.
I may not have ever seen that, because I take my kids and get them their shots.
I was saying, but you might.
So wait, let me know any parents from any states around the world. How is your state, I guess, with child vaccinations? If you haven't got your child vaccinated, does the healthcare system hit you up? Or so, like, my brother-in-law refuses.
That's kind of how I am with my baby.
His son has some issues, and he thinks that the vaccines he got when he was a baby may have caused those issues. So he is completely anti-vaccination. And I can't blame him. Like, he's not somebody, you see all these anti-vax people that just, take what they hear on the news and then run with it or whatever. Like, this man has done his due diligence.
Is he our color?
No.
Oh.
No.
Was his child our color?
No.
Really?
His brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why I asked is because there has been studies shown that certain vaccines for the African American, especially the African American boys, there's something in some of these vaccines that does not match well with our genes and our genetic makeup. Yeah. So I had a family member as well who was born perfectly fine.
I guess I didn't know.
They got vaccinated at a very early age, and they started to decline, and then was diagnosed with autism and a bunch of other things. And I know a lot of other people in my family that this has happened to. After like that 4 to 5 mark, they start seeing like a decline in their kids, like growth and responsive and all those kinds of things, which is why like I just kind of like took it and played it by ear with my youngest two.
Comite said you have to have a religious reason in New Jersey
to not get them.
Yeah.
There are some states that literally a mom almost went to jail because she did not want to vaccinate her children before sending them to school. I guess
I didn't know that it was a state mandated type thing.
Yeah. Oh, it's a big thing. Like they have
Now I know you can't take your kids to school without certain.
And there's a documentary that they like people are protesting saying, if I don't want my child to be vaccinated, why can't they come to school if I'm their parent and I give the authority saying that I don't want my child to have this. You want me to stick my child with needles in order for me to bring them into your establishment?
I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, hate it or love it. I don't care if you don't like what I'm about to say, but I just believe that, like, especially with the COVID thing, if I don't have it, I can't give it to anybody. So if I'm not vaccinated against something and I don't have it, then what does it matter? Like, the point being is you can only spread it if you have it. Right?
But what's the point of the vaccines, right? Where it's not saying that you can never ever catch this.
Right.
So you want me to get the vaccine, but still
was I talking to you the other day about especially not for public education facts. somebody was telling me that 90% of the people that are current, I don't know if this number is true. I was just talking to somebody and they told me this. So correct me if I'm wrong or give me the correct statistic. But they said like something like 90% of the people who are currently in the hospital for COVID have had the vaccine and at least 2 boosters or at least 3 boosters or something like that.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Goodness.
I heard that too.
Justin James said my kid was held at home because she couldn't get a vax because of medical stuff, which that's also crap, super crappy, because you're going to tell me because I couldn't get this vaccine. If this vaccine was so great, I should be able to get it no matter what's up.
Thank you.
Right? Like,
thank you.
There shouldn't be side effects. Okay, coming from me, who when you deploy in the military, you don't have a choice of what they stick in you, right?
And that's why a lot of troops.
I have a scar. Where's it at? I have a scar from there's right there. That's from I don't know if it was SARS or what.
Big.
I forget which one it was. Yeah, all of us have it. Ebola, SARS. I don't know which one it was. But
so I heard. Well, I didn't hear. I actually spoke to 2 military soldiers who are younger than me. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say they are more than 27 who was in the military, loved their jobs, loved doing what they were doing, but because they had to get the mandated vaccine, they were forced to retire.
Which is really
funny. Have to retire from the military at 27.
It's so funny to me because I guess this probably was happening back when I was deploying and stuff too, though, because those vaccines you didn't have a choice as far as I knew.
Which is crazy.
Like, you literally, so when you go to deploy, they stick you in this room and you got to go through these different stations, right? To prepare to go. So one station you doing your paperwork. The other station is a vaccination station. The other station is you get your pills. So we had to take malaria pills and all this other kind of. Like, they give you all of and it can't be healthy to take
all of that at once.
17 different vaccinations at once. And then you got to take your malaria pills every day. And then you got to
Absolutely
but fear is such a big motivator for a lot of us on this planet because of the thought of death, right? If they're telling you, if you get this disease, you're going to die. So you have for you to have a better chance of surviving this.
Dying, really.
But that's the thing, though. It's not even like, so you have 100% foolproof way of not dying, do this. They're like, for you to have a 10% more chance of not dying, you should do this. But when you do this, it's possible that your butthole is going to fall off. But you're not going to die, though.
Not your butthole.
Your butthole's going to fall all the way off, but you won't get COVID, though. All right. So I'm
not the booty. But no, that's really how they do. If you listen to any of the commercial side effects, right? This is going to help you sleep at night, but please, the side effects are your butthole may fall off your description. Like, bro, you're basically going to die taking this pill to prevent you just from this bad cough.
Yeah.
I'm going to pass. I'm going to take a hard pass.
I don't want to get to people to thinking that I'm like anti-medicine, anti-vaccine. Well, I am technically anti-vaccine, even though I've gotten some vaccines. I've
gotten the COVID vaccine.
I don't do the flu anymore because it makes me sick every time.
What's the who?
The flu shot.
Oh, I've never gotten the flu shot.
I used to get it in the military or whatever. They don't make you get it, but they offer it to everybody or whatever. And I noticed that I didn't get the flu at all until I got the flu shot or missed. So I stopped doing that from experience.
Gotcha.
Right. And with that in mind, I think the only reason why I even got the COVID vaccine was because I was less willing to deal with being excluded from things or having to fight to do things I wanted to do by not being vaccinated.
Gotcha, like going somewhere and all that kind of stuff.
I figured I would take my chance of getting the vaccine and it having an adverse effect because the chances were low. And I'm like, well, if it gives me a little bit of a chance, and again, I had the babies.
And that's the only reason why I got the vaccine. I was pregnant with my last son. COVID was like on a high rise. And I knew that if I got vaccinated, it would protect him to a certain extent once he was first born. Right. And everybody knows with tiny babies, their lungs are still developing. It's just so many things with tiny, tiny babies. And I always had tiny babies. All of my babies were 6 pounds.
Tiny baby.
Like 6 pounds. Maybe my largest one was like 6 pounds, 5 ounces.
Ooh.
So having small babies like that, I did not want him to catch COVID. Lungs are already small. He's already small. I mean, so that's the only reason why I got the vaccine to protect him. And since he's been born, I think he got his like up to his first like 3-4 month shots. And after that, I stopped.
Yeah.
I stopped it. Like I said, until he's going to school and they're like, oh, he needs to be updated on his shots, then I will fight it. But as of right now, this kid eats dirt. He eats stuff off the floor.
That's
he
another
licks
problem.
glass.
That's
and
why people
he's
are getting
okay.
sick too. We're not letting
He's okay.
kids. We're not
Get the
letting
regular
kids
germs
go
that they
outside
always get. And that's
I get like that too, though. I'm not gonna lie. I got twins at home, and I'm like, get that out your mouth, or you know what I mean. Like the other day, one I made a Cheerio from under the dishwasher. I have no idea how long it was in there. So my wife and my daughter are like, "Oh, he's eating a Cheerio." I'm like, "Ew!" Like, get that out of his mouth. And she was like, "Why?" She's like, "You let him eat food on the floor all the time." I'm like, yeah, but I don't know how long that one's been there.
That
I
other
don't know
food,
when
but
that got
that food.
dropped. Like,
see, like, and you gotta
know,
choose.
if I know it got dropped, a minute ago, cool.
Now,
Whatever.
if he had already swallowed, then okay.
It
But I'm
was
the same way.
It was in,
Like
he
my
was
son
going
puts
to town.
stuff in his mouth, and depending on the progress of where it's about to go,
Depends on how hard it's gonna be for me to get it from him.
Depends on if I'm gonna take it. Like they knocked some cake off the couch the other day, and the cake was in the carpet. And as I'm getting ready to vacuum it, he picks up the cake and eats it off the carpet. And he's the cake and the frosting. And he's like licking it off his fingers. I'm not about to fight you, sir. Eat that.
Do you have animals?
Enjoy it. No,
okay,
I don't. No, I don't have any animals. So, technically, I got 3 boys.
You have animals, but you don't have animals that shed hair, though. That's
no,
yeah. I was like, I'll pick it up, and I'm like, I think there's some hair on this. This can't really be blown off. So
that's true. Yeah, dog hair and stuff like that is a lot different. Yeah, so he picked that up, and I was just like, "Sir, I'm not about to fight you. Go ahead, have your way as I vacuum this up and call it a day." But I think that's what, with the kids going back to school, that's what really made their germs and their systems so weak, is what I call it, because they're not used to being outside, catching these random germs, or, playing on the playground, or being around a lot of kids. So we secluded them. All last year, all the kids were basically in quarantine. They were at home. They couldn't go to school. So now you're putting them in a new grade, new environment, new kids, new germs, with the germs that they've been secluded for all last year because you locked them up in the house. Of course they're going to get sick. Their bodies doesn't even know what the average germ is to fight it off. So that's why
it's just hard, man. Like, even though I have 8 kids and they're all in school and they can bring stuff home and X, Y, and Z, it's like you compartmentalize, because I'm like, okay, yeah, they're gonna bring stuff home, but that's different than my kid going out and like first contact. I don't know.
You got the new germ or the old germ?
You got that new stuff.
You got that new germ.
I don't know, man. It's just there's no answer. There's no rhymes. There's no reason to parenting in any of your decisions, because it's not
solidified.
No, like even between kids, like what you do with one kid may not be what you do with the next one, and then you might do the thing you did with the first kid with the third one, but that you didn't do with the second one because you figured out that didn't work, and then it might not work with the third one. So then you got to figure out a whole brand new way to do it.
You might be figuring it all out together. You might do one thing one day and the next thing the next day.
All those books are dumb, like the What to Expect When Expecting, and this is parenthood this, parenthood that. All of y'all are making money off of something that y'all are like weathermen, where you just throw out a prediction, and if it's wrong, you're like, all you say at the end is, "Oh, it's unpredictable." So then why'd you write a whole book trying to tell me
I was gonna say,
what
at
I
this
should
point
do?
Of our lives, we're like,
lives.
You ever try to test spaghetti and like throw it on the ceiling? Yep, that's what we're doing. We're testing spaghetti at this point, y'all.
Except they're kids and they never stick.
We're hoping that the timer was. What'd you say? What'd you say, Willis? But no, it's the truth, and that's the thing about life in general. We are all just trying to navigate through this sucker the best way we can, and I mean, hoping for the best and wishing for it all. When you pay that bill, you hope it go through, and you like
every time. Every time.
Like,
Aoife, you're a genius, and I hope you stick to your guns on this.
What did Aoife say?
She said only having one, so I better get it right the first time. Laugh out loud.
Oh, well, yeah, you were smart. You quit while you were ahead of the game.
Stick to if you haven't already gotten everything in your insides taken out, like stomach, liver, kidneys, take it all out just in case. So,
take it out.
Just take it all out. You don't need none of it.
When people have a one child, I don't understand how they can lack on anything. Well,
how can you not, though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, how can you not give them everything?
But okay, let's bust that Pandora's box open. I think it's worse for a kid who is an only child as far as the relationship between them and their parents, because they are more prone to be entitled. They're more prone to feel like everything should be given to them, or like the world revolves around them, because that parent only focuses. So when in your life is one as a human being going only to focus on you, that intensely on you?
That's true. And then I think because when you have so it's really a journey to having kids, right? Because like you said, that one, if you only have one kid, then you can overspoil that kid. You can, give them the wrong outlook on life. But then if you have two kids, you're able to see how you raise this first one to try to do better,
right?
And change
Perfect
certain
person
things.
To hop in this conversation, Kelly. We are talking about
Kelly
Ann DeMay from the Good Girls Roll Call back last year.
Hi, Kelly Ann.
She is one of the best parents I've seen. Like, as far as she's always doing something great with her kids. Right. Like, I feel like she's a good person to be in on this conversation.
Okay.
So, like we said, with every kid, I feel like every kid at some point is an only child, as far as what you have to do with that child, what you direct towards that child, how you handle situations with that child.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, with the one child, you don't have those mistakes and make up fors and this and that. You're trying
as you figure.
You're literally trying stuff out on this one child. So the dynamic is so different for that child's understanding of what that adult attention and that adult, what's supposed to be coming from an adult, and how life works. And if that parent continues to do that intense focus on that child and like, I got you, everything you need, I got you, nothing's ever going to get to you. And then they're 18 and they leave the house.
And that's going to be a rude awakening.
They're like a baby fawn with 3 legs.
But that's why I feel that
it hurts.
With however many kids you have, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 8, or 10, I think it just depends on the structure that you give that child. Because even if you only have one child, like my cousin, he's about to get ready to have his first child. Congratulations.
Hey,
but even if you have that one child, still having a structure of, okay, I'm going to love you and I'm going to give you the attention, but I'm still going to give you a real life reality.
Yeah.
That's whether you have 1 or 5. Because balance. I know people who have raised their kids and they have not given them the real life reality to where when they do get out here in the real world, they are struggling. And it's a shock of, oh my gosh, this is really going on. Like, we cannot sugarcoat our children, but we can still give them the knowledge, give them the support, give them the love and everything that they need to be an efficient adult.
Right.
But not try to do it too early. Like with our son, my husband takes a far different approach than I would like sometimes.
Because I've had this conversation with plenty of people about especially with young boys.
Yeah.
And you don't got to get into specifics, but
so when I say far approach, like I feel, and it's a mixture, because at what age or how far do you let kids be a kid, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm at that point where it's like, okay, let's not complicate their lives at this point yet. My son is 6. My oldest is 6. So he doesn't really grasp the concept of life and him even being alive in general. So I don't want to give or go into too serious of conversations with him because he just will not understand. But my husband is like, nah, this ain't real. That ain't real. This is life. And I'm like, how dare you?
So hold on. I definitely got something to say about that. Kelly said my first is in middle school and she was too spoiled, and now we're struggling to remember the basic things. And that's the thing. So I am in agreement with David, but I'm in agreement with you to a certain extent. But so here's my thing. and this might just be me getting old, crotchety, having 8 kids, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I'm starting to fall out of love with the American societal way of lie to your kids, make these fairy tales, and then one day break their hearts and let them know everything ain't real.
And that's how he feels.
I feel like that structures these kids for their dreams to be crushed. Like you're for real building up this dream and this fantasy life for them with the intentions of one day reality slapping them in the face.
Yeah.
And you're building that. You're building that into who they are.
And you're feeding into it. And they're like, why didn't you tell me sooner?
You're doing it on purpose. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, grand. And then you boom. None of this is real. Your whole life's been
snatching
a
the
lie.
rug from up under them.
Seriously. So how can you legitimately feel like it's wrong to have that conversation too early? All you're going to do is perpetuate that lie and build it. And it's going to hurt worse once they understand. Now, what if you decide at 13, it's time to tell your kid things ain't real. And by 13, your kid has the conscience to realize that lies are lies and that people when people, and you tell people don't lie to people,
he's like, well, why did you lie to me?
All these years of my life, you've been lying to me about a tooth fairy.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is real depending on which child is listening and who parent had that conversation.
If there's any kids that believe in the tooth fairy listening to this show right now, the tooth fairy.
Keep dreaming, keep dreaming, and dream in a fairy la la land. La 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 la.
To be continued.
So,
but I mean,
to go into what you're saying,
it's all about your.
This year, we're thinking of changing the narrative with our kids. Have you seen the movie Yes Day?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so
was it Steve Carell? No, Jim Carrey.
I don't know. It was one of them. No, not Yes Man. Yes Day. It's the kid version.
No.
Okay.
No.
Go home, watch it with your kids and your family. So we
the kids watch murder shows. They watch Yes.
So with holidays and things like that, our family is growing and learning and changing and all those kinds of things of meanings of certain holidays.
Yeah.
So we don't want to take away Christmas and things like that from them. So we're changing the narrative and the intent of these days. So this year we're thinking about changing Christmas to a Yes Day. So if you watch the movie, they give their kids a yes day.
Wait, and just in case y'all are sick of looking at me.
Oh.
Maybe all fresh perspective.
So they give their kids a yes day. So the yes day is basically they set ground rules where on this day, and all the kids they wait up and they save, and if they're good throughout the whole year, they get this day. But on this day, you can anything you ask for, it's yes. With whatever the ground rules are. So if you say like the ground rules are, it must be in the same state, it must be within 2 hours of driving time. It may not go over X amount of dollars, but whatever they choose to do in that day, it's a yes day. If they want to stay up late, yes. If you want to go play the game, yes. If you want to eat this food, yes. If you want to take a 2-hour drive and go to this mall, yes. But doing that for Christmas, it gives them that still excitement that I get to do something fun, and the money Exactly. Yeah. But the money that you were going to spend on presents, you're going to do in that activity of days. You get what I'm saying? So instead of buying a whole bunch of games and you're spending $2,000 on Christmas, you just hold that $2,000 and say, okay, look, it's yes day. And everybody, on the movie, it taught kids how to work together and negotiate as siblings and say, hey,
like we can get everything we can
do everything we want. Yeah. Let's do what you want to do. You want to do and that way everybody gets something out of it, and the parents just sit back and let their kids have fun.
So as cute and as neat as that is, I ain't doing that shit. But
why? I feel like your kids will really enjoy it because they're older. Like they know what they want. They don't
necessarily need us to do anything and say yes or what. Like the older kids
that's true.
They got jobs and cars and
so they be like, yes, I got my own money.
All Gabriel would want is some video games. So they're lame when it comes to stuff now. And that's why I feel I always have to ask myself too, like, did we ruin their excitement over things? Because I am very reality based when it comes to talking to them. Yeah. And I try as much as I can not to like ruin the luster of life. But if nobody else is going to tell them the reality of the situation and the reality of possibilities in the world, who's going to do it? Right.
That's true. But also, you have older kids too.
Yeah, right.
Now, I bet you,
but,
like,
I mean, even when they were a little bit younger, like, and it wasn't even that we
the
were.
twins might love it, like getting older, like as they're like 3
possibly,
or 4.
But they're gonna be animals, and I don't want to set myself up for that because I don't even. But what I was gonna say is we've discussed not exactly what we're talking about and not going down that route with the twins of like tooth fairies and all that kind of stuff. So for Christmas, my plan is what I would rather do is have it be a day of giving.
Yes,
instead
we want to do that
us
too.
Buying presents, like I'll decorate,
donating turkeys, adopting a family.
That. Right. Yep. I want to have it be so they grow up with that in mind.
Yes.
Right.
Of giving back.
Yes. So they never have that. You're supposed to give me things. You're supposed to.
And I mean,
maybe
we can make that a station thing because I want to do the same thing for my kids. Like I want them to also understand that anything can happen in life. Like, and do not just look at people who are struggling or who may not have a home or who may not have things and think that, oh my gosh, they're this or they're that. No, you have a lot of people who are struggling, who have masters, who have bachelors, who have this, or they just made a bad decision. They all go with a bad group of friends. Like, but that doesn't make them a bad person. But I want them to be able to see a person in need and give back. In different lights, and not think lower of them.
Too. It doesn't even necessarily have to be needy. They could give a present to someone that means something to them.
Yeah, that too.
Someone who's helped them out, someone they care for, someone who they think deserves some. So you know what I mean? Something,
being thoughtful.
Anything that isn't give me presents because
give me.
I started listening to a ton of audiobooks, right? And if you've never read a book or listened to a book by Mark Manson, listen to it. That's all the books that are like Un-F Your Brain, or
that makes me think of Marilyn Manson.
I thought the same thing. But
is it his brother?
It might be.
Or cousin?
It could be. But he's the smarter one apparently. Because he's got a bunch of books and they all make a lot of sense. I'm sure y'all have heard the title of the book. What's it called? The Convenient Way of Not Giving an F, or the something way of not giving an F. Anyway, it's a great book. And he was talking about how Christmas, most people that celebrate Christmas aren't even Christians. And when Christmas is supposed to be about, right, the birth of Jesus and all that, right?
Yeah.
And people brought him gifts for his birthday. So how did it turn around to now all the kids and everybody gets gifts for Jesus' birthday?
Yeah, I don't understand how they came up with that. That's like
me coming to your birthday party and expecting people to give me gifts, right? Like,
yeah, I don't understand.
We go to Jesus' birthday party every year and get gifts. Why we ain't getting gifts at your party?
I don't understand the niche with the whole gift or where it all. Even if you think about Easter, where'd the bunny come from?
We don't celebrate Easter.
I'm just saying, like,
we stopped celebrating Easter a couple years ago. For one, because to me it never made sense.
It
never makes sense. And I think as I started to battle more with my religious preferences, I started to kind of debunk all these holidays and really think, there was a lot of time, not saying I grew up poor, because I did not. And my mom always gets mad when I talk about growing up without having stuff. She's like, you should be watching this. You be making it seem like you had such a terrible life. No, I ain't mean to say that, but
not all of it.
There was time I grew up in a affluent area, so all my friends, my more financially happy friends, I guess you could say, was getting all of this crazy stuff for Christmases and birthdays and blah blah. And I got appropriate stuff for my, stuff I was grateful for, but it wasn't like a new car or some new, So I started to kind of have that. I had to realize that it wasn't all about that at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And as I started to realize that, I'm like, well, what are these holidays even for? Like, and that too, you get a kid used to getting 6, 7, 8, presents every Christmas. For one, they ain't thanking you for it. They're thanking Santa or whoever.
The man who supposedly brought them.
Facts. And then I'm like, you're literally it's just backwards. You're teaching them that somebody breaks into your house once a year.
And that's where Saint Nick came from. He was a crook. He was a legit crook.
Right.
So
I think was it Friday After Next, the Christmas one, when they had the little crackheads to it. Yeah. That's what Christmas should be about. I should go around in my Santa suit, take people's gifts, and
or throw a rent money party.
Hey, I'm down with that one.
Y'all.
Oh, that's not a bad idea either. We should start throwing rent money parties for people struggling to pay their rent. Just throw a party and just gift somebody the money.
Yeah, somebody $2.
And why not? Everybody put in
$1.
If we can get, say your rent is $700, we get 700 people to show up and give $1, we can pay your rent.
Man.
If Tory Lanez can sell 1 million albums in a day for $1 each, make $1 million.
We can do it.
I think anything's possible.
We can do it.
Like work snap.
Speaking of stuff, I really have to go home.
Ooh.
Not like now. Not now.
I was like,
no.
We early?
No, I was just saying, like, I really have to go home and binge watch this Jeffrey Dahmer story.
Let me tell you this. It's slow. Like work snap. What's cracking?
Have you watched it?
I got through the first 3 episodes.
I only watched the first, like, 15, 20 minutes, and then I got scared, and I was like, I got to watch this in the daytime.
Okay, so no,
like,
look. After that 15,
I was like,
they did a good job at starting with that. Because
I didn't even, all I watched was the part where he walked into the bar after he walked out his apartment, and I was like, yeah, this giving me daytime vibes.
No,
like,
so they kind of, they suck you in with that, and then you get a lot of the backstory. So it goes to when he was a kid,
but see,
and then
I
his
need
parents,
that
and
because for me,
if that's what you came for, cool. But when I started watching it and it started the way it started, I was like, oh, let's get to it.
See, I've always heard the jokes about, or not the jokes, but I've always heard the stories or the allegations of Jeffrey Dahmer. And first of all, let me tell you something right now. My dyslexia had kind of kicked in when I saw the cover arts. I was like, the Hammer. Who was the Hammer? What is this?
Look, the Heat Miser. When Marcus Devine get a show?
I'm like, the Hammer. What is this? Because I've never physically seen his name, Jeffrey Dahmer. I've never seen it written. I didn't know how it was spelled. Like I said, I've always heard it, but I didn't even know what the man looked like. Like, I heard the Ted Bundy, but I hadn't ever really followed.
I guess I didn't really know
him.
The whole story either, though.
I still don't.
I've started watching. There's I don't know what network it's on, but one of those networks has a series called Mind of a Monster, and it actually is like either real interrogation clips or it's somebody reading the transcripts of.
Wait, what's it called?
Mind of a Monster.
I think I might have seen that.
And they do pretty much all the major,
all of like the crazy stories all over the world. Yeah, I've seen that.
So that one is dope because they tell you the story and then you get to hear
like the actual tapes
talk.
And them talk.
So as I started watching those, I started to learn a lot more about, all of these different stories. I didn't know Jeffrey Dahmer primarily killed black men.
I didn't either.
No idea.
When somebody had posted, it was like, what he did to the black culture, and I was like, what did he do? I just thought it was like randomly, like random people. Mm-hmm. Now I did love the Ted Bundy where Zac Efron played him.
I thought that was pretty good.
I liked that one, and I'm learning that the guy who played Dahmer actually played in like Spider-Man. Like, he was a young actress, and I've seen him before, and I heard that he did a phenomenal job. And so did Niecy Nash.
Niecy Nash.
Niecy Nash.
As the neighbor.
Yes.
Yeah.
when I first saw that she was in it, I was like,
you ever watch American Horror Story?
No.
He's in all of those.
Okay.
He always
I seen him on Spider-Man. He played like the friend or something.
I was in I was shopping over the weekend for the show. And I went into Kohl's and two of the workers were sitting there talking, two is a black girl and a little black dude. And they're like, oh my God. And then I know what they're talking about. And they're like, yeah, he always plays psycho. I know he needs some therapy. He was in this, he was in this, he was in this, he was in this, and he wasn't a psycho, but he looked crazy. And I was like,
but that's true.
And I perked up and I'm like, oh, you talking about such and such? And they was like, yeah.
Who was it? Michael Ealy?
I don't know his name. I can't remember his name.
He got green eyes. He light skin.
Whoever it is that was dating, whoever it is that played Dahmer. I'm talking about that actor.
Oh, him. Oh, okay.
Always tends to play like that.
Hey, grandma.
Crazy.
I got a charger for my phone, y'all.
Psychopath. I know. I just had to plug mine in too.
I'm able to come back.
This rolling today.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna watch it because I don't know. It's something about now. when I first started getting my associate's degree, I did want to go into psychology, and psychology really, really intrigued me. Just
goes so
learning how
deep.
the brain
So
works and why
you
people make
almost
those
have
decisions.
to get a doctorate in psychology even to feel like you kind of know what's happening.
Yeah, but then I started to realize, okay, I don't really want to do that because I like hearing the stories, but I don't want to be sitting there with a person and asking them these questions or trying to give them a psych evaluation because you truly never know. I've literally seen and watched stories or snippets or interrogation, clips where the person is lying, like has a whole different, completely personality, but are portraying to be somebody else. Like, and I don't have time to be misdiagnosed and nobody put my license on the line. So I was like, yeah, psychology is not for me. So I really do like watching the documentaries and stuff. But I've been hearing about.
Be able to live with yourself.
I would not at all. But I've really been hearing a lot of stories about this Jeffrey Dahmer documentary, and it's bringing up like flashbacks for like the victims' families and stuff.
You will enjoy it because it goes. And I'm really hoping it's historically accurate, because if it is,
it is.
If it's really historically accurate,
people from real lives of like the court cases are coming forward. Ooh. They are pissed. They are boycotting. They're saying that this is bringing up
true.
Because it's so true. And I don't know how graphic it gets, but they're saying that it's starting over the trauma all over again. And I know this probably sounds crazy, but I don't even know if Jeffrey Dahmer died or if he was killed.
He was killed in jail.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
I would have been surprised at the ending of the movie. Does it tell that in the movie?
Yeah, everybody knows. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought everybody knows that.
Oh, I didn't.
How you don't know the story?
I don't.
But don't ask me questions about it because I'm gonna tell you.
No, I don't care. I don't care if you tell me. I'm still gonna watch it.
To go back what I was saying though, it for me sitting there, I think because it started the way it started, because
you thought it was gonna be
because he killed so many people. I thought it was gonna be more into, and it still might be.
Yeah, I think they're doing a season 2.
Are they?
I saw official
you could
2 trailer.
I think the point where it loses me is how much they go into detail about the other people in his life. Because I'm really not like his mom. Like they do a lot of talking about her. Like she's in it a lot. And then the relationship between his mom and dad. And then
I was gonna say, I heard that he got it from his father.
He did.
You'll crazy.
You'll see in this next episode. So this next episode is why I
didn't even watch the first one. I told you, he walked in that bar and I was like, I started watching it at 10 o'clock. It was like 10:30 at night.
Finished the first episode.
He walked into that bar and I was like, this is giving me daytime vibes. Let me click off of this.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm that type of person that like, I don't know, something about me being older now. I cannot watch anything remotely or close to scary or suspense because it takes my anxiety to like a whole nother level. Like, I can't.
I watched it at night, and before I went to bed after watching that, I did have to watch something else first.
That's me. I gotta watch Full House, a George Lopez, some Bluey.
I think I ended up watching James Corden, like the late night show. Like, this is dumb. I'm going to bed.
I don't know what it is. Like, I have,
but
like,
once you cross that first episode, I don't know when the next really bad episode is. But they do flashback to his early life, and they do that for like a whole 2 episodes. And that's like, this ain't gonna spoil nothing for you, but there's a whole,
I'm gonna watch it regardless.
There's a whole, like, it's gotta be 10, 15, 20 minutes where his mom's like, she left the family and then is at work, and this just chick's offering her job, and she's crying and talking and da-da-da. And for a second, I'm just sitting there like, what am I watching? Who is this even about? Like, why are we talking about? Why are we at mom's work now? Mom left. Why are we talking to her still? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, but certain shows like that, I think they go to get back to the stabby.
I'm here for the stabbing. I don't even like the murder shows that do the reenactments. I want to see the real crime show, the real crime scene video.
But I think they have to do the reenactments because they weren't really there, so they don't really know what happened. No,
I don't mean in that respect. I'm just saying, like, as far as what I like, so in a show like this where I'm wanting to see the reenactment of the gruesome, like what he actually did, I don't want to talk about his mom's mental health issues. You get to that. Because even the shows that come on, like Oxygen, right? They'll have their murder shows, but it's all the cheesy reenactments of what happened. Okay. I like the shows like First 48, where they got video and pictures of the real
the real
Bitch,
scenes.
Show me the real stuff.
But they can't. I mean, they can show you the pictures.
Show me.
But
Show me.
unless they had a dash cam when they was slicing bodies, you
like
can't see that.
Yeah, where that's at. I know, man. And
That's like Bundy. If he had a dash cam when he was actually doing the slicing and stuff, that'll be a whole show. Some Bundy tapes came out.
Maybe I shouldn't. You know, Reddit. Have you been on Reddit?
I have not.
Oh, Reddit.
But wait, who filmed it and didn't do nothing?
No, it's not filming. There's so on Reddit. Reddit
I thought
is
that was
like
a porn site. I'm sorry.
Reddit is social media, just like Instagram, Facebook.
I'm sorry. I thought that was.
It's a forum. It's less of
people
a
just do
social
porn
media.
on there.
Oh, you could find it. Reddit is like the closest thing to the black web you're gonna legally be able to go see. You can find anything on Reddit. And I was down the Reddit hole the other day, and I found crime. I was looking for Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay, it started with Dahmer because he took those Polaroids of all his victims. He took Polaroids.
Oh, he did that too. I was gonna say I know Bundy did that too.
Of everybody, right? And most of them, a lot of them do that.
That's weird.
But when they went into his, did you see when they arrested him? You saw that part, right?
I literally.
I can't remember what spot that was, and it was in the first episode.
Look, episode 1.
They arrested him in episode 1.
He was in his apartment. He walked out his apartment, and he walked into that bar. And I said, "Click."
Okay. So they find Polaroids or whatever. So my curious self, I'm like, man, you know what? In this day and age, I guarantee
these Polaroids are on TV.
I'm sure, I guarantee you, there'll be somewhere on the internet where I can find the Polaroids. Because they were saying they were bad, and I don't believe them. So, I Googled it. Straight up Googled it. Found a Reddit page.
His pictures are on Google of what he did to the victims.
Princess. Not just his pictures. Like almost every
Copycats?
serial killer from like as long as cameras have been a thing.
Oh my gosh.
And there was a post with every crime scene
Who
photo.
did this?
I don't know. And
That's
that's
crazy.
what I was looking at before I went to bed that night. And I was like, I gotta watch something else.
That's scary.
All of the major serial killers, the crime scene photos
scary.
and all that were on this site.
And the only thing
I was like, yo.
Fifth and thanks for joining. The only thing that's scary about when they do these type of documentaries, because as much as there's people like us that want to find out like what in your brain meant to make you do this, but there's copycat people who take that and use it like as an inspiration, like oh my gosh, you did this, and they want to be just as big as them. And that's the scary part with this society, because
right,
we never know.
It doesn't look like there's nobody on
we
here
never know who's trying to be a copycat Jack in this day and age. But again, it goes back into the parenting, because he got it from his dad, being exposed to something so early, not have his parent not having that conversation with him of saying, "Hey, this is the brim, and this is the
I can't
what."
believe you ain't. No, you're right. He got it from his dad, but there's something.
His dad like had an acquiring taste or something like that.
What do you know? Tell
I
me
don't
what
know.
you know.
I don't know. My grandma. Okay, so my grandma was like, "Oh, he got it."
She
from...
was spoiling it from you already.
But no, she knows the story from like real life. She hasn't seen it because like she kind of lived during that time.
Yeah, she
well,
kind of was.
Well, I mean, she did live during that time.
She was kind of living during that time, and then what the hell?
Oh yes, we're talking about the Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'm not. Okay, no. What just popped up on my phone on Instagram was not.
Oh. It was the insides of Dahmer cheeks. I'm just kidding. Yes, we're talking about the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary on Netflix, and I looked it up, and it's not coming back for a season.
I wouldn't think so.
No, yeah.
But what I would think they're gonna do is
he killed 17 men.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
so
I mean, but
like,
okay, so
you wasted 2 episodes on talking about mom and dad. Where get to the stabby?
I don't want to say that's not a lot of people, but that is a lot of people. Who killed more people, him or Bundy?
I want to say he did.
Let's see.
Yeah, I was about to say who's the most prolific. What was that saying? Oh, I'll just let you watch it.
I don't know. Okay, let's see.
Because you know that.
No, Bundy killed 28 people.
Did he?
He although he didn't come. Well, it says although he would ultimately confess to 28 murders. Some estimate that that's how many that he was responsible for, between 28 and 30 different
No,
murders.
you need to look up Sam Little.
What was that?
It's a black dude. Who has the most?
He killed people, or Samuel Little?
Yeah.
93 women?
Yeah.
What? Between, oh, my heart. 1970. Hold on, y'all.
It was like 30 years.
I really do have chest pain.
I got palpitations. Yeah,
what?
man. Oh, yeah.
Between 1970 and 2005 and 2014, he was convicted of the murders. What?
Oh, yeah.
Where was he from? Los Angeles?
Yeah.
What? Conviction of murder 4 times. Why, is he dead? Yeah, he died in
Damn.
2000. Oh, he just died in 2020.
The most prolific, substantiated modern serial killer is Pedro Lopez. Born in Colombia, he raped and killed young girls in Colombia, Peru, and Ecuador, eventually confessing to 300 murders.
I'm getting pains in my back. Look.
You feeling all the pains of these murders? Oh, my chest.
Look,
back.
yo, I can't do that. I told y'all.
Yeah, you would have never made it as a psychiatrist.
I'm like, you did what to her? Get me out of here. Guard. Yeah, it's time for me to clock out. It's my time today.
I'm hearing Ha Davis voice. Guard. And you know you can't tell nobody. It's patient client privilege. Yeah.
Send me to don't send me to jail. Like, no.
Did you hear that tape?
Judge, lock him up. He confessed. He told me he took her butt and put it on her nose and twisted it around. Like, no.
She had a booty nose, Judge. She had a booty nose.
He did his own surgery. No, I just can't.
You got me crying.
Stretch House says, oh, she said that it was, or he said that it was a little spooky, and he said, wow, 93 women, why only women? I don't know. It's
Some
something,
people, so
the infatuation. Like, I know somebody who cut people's feet off. Like, and they, I'm just kidding.
Somebody put their foot in his mouth when he was young, and now he ate feet. They always do say that there's a reason and a stem, and a lot of them have somebody that they're substituting these women for.
Yeah, but in his case, in Bundy's case, why men? That's what. Okay, so now that I'm hearing that it was
killing
black.
Anybody?
No, it
said Dahmer.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Dahmer.
So
no, Bundy was killing women.
Yeah, he was killing women.
It was only women.
I want to say he killed a dude though, didn't he?
I think Bundy
into a house
is like old dude off of You.
Joe.
Yeah, like how he was like killing women. So I don't know, but it wasn't really. It wasn't like a. It wasn't. Yeah, he just was taking people. It was young women.
I don't even think it with Dahmer. I don't think it was like he was targeting black men to kill.
Yeah,
he just had he
only killed black men though.
I know, but I think it was opportunity. Not he killed he was like a Polynesian or something of Asian descent, little young boy. I think it was all by like who he could get.
Oh, he was a sex offender too.
Yeah. It was who he could get. I don't think he was focusing on black men. He dismembered
17 men and boys between 1978 and 1991.
Ow. Yeah.
What happened to his brother, David Dahmer?
I don't know. They probably will go into that, and since they went into.
I wonder did he change his name? Some people really want to change their name and fall off the face of the earth when things like this happen, and like you have a sibling that's like such in a high profile. But like, I ain't got no affiliations with that boy.
Never heard of him.
Let's see. He changed his name? He did change his name legally. He did a Larry King interview with his father in 2004.
And his brother's how much younger? He had to be like 10 years younger or something as far as it looked like in the video. Or
let's see. His brother was born in 1966. And Dahmer was born in so it was about 6 years younger. Dahmer was born in 1960.
I can't imagine. So that's gotta
17 victims. Oh, in Ohio. In Wisconsin. Ohio and Wisconsin. That's where he did his crimes.
I want to say his grandma lived in Ohio. They moved
so he did kill in the summers when he was on vacation.
He killed the kid at his grandma's house.
I wonder what was the first age he killed somebody at?
18.
A human?
Human.
Or an animal?
Human. I'm not gonna tell you all of this because you're gonna go watch the show. And
I know I'm gonna watch it, but see, that's like
it's worth the watch.
Then it goes into like, see, this is where my psychology comes in now.
If you want to see all the backstory and all of that, then that show is great. You're gonna love that. But if you went there for the stabby, you're gonna have to wait a little bit.
But my thing is, I'm just wondering, like, okay,
what's up, Mama Lorraine?
As a kid, well, I guess it depends on what you're exposed to, right? Because, and I guess it depends on the era. A lot of these crimes happened back then, and they didn't have technology like this to have.
Back then,
now you missing they all on you. Sorry. They didn't have technology to really send out missing persons reports and all these kinds of things. Like
they didn't have.
No, I'm saying for city to city and Amber Alert type of thing. If somebody went running or on the loose or something like that, he said,
right.
Gotta go, love. Keep doing your thing later. Oh, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, it definitely was. And honestly,
because how do you not get caught at 18 when you kill your first person and dismember somebody? How do you not get caught?
That was the era of the 70s era of like hitchhiking and going across country, hitchhiking with strangers. And there was
that's why I say now that could never happen because there's always somebody, ring camera, ATM camera that will catch some part. Because I saw another video of this lady who went missing, and the neighbor, like 3 doors down, ring like caught the house in some kind of area where the guy was actually carrying her. Like she walked in, she never walked out, but he was carrying a big bag to his trunk. So if it wasn't for that ring camera that caught that caption of him putting a body in his trunk, they would have never been able to link him to that. But now they have those things to where you gonna get caught. Back then they never had those footages and stuff like that.
So, but no, and the adverse effect happens too if that person's smart enough and knows that those cameras will catch him and turns his phone off or does. He knows now how people are getting caught because it's so publicized that your phone pinging and this and that and then this and this and this and this. This is what.
Unless you are a tech junkie and know how to reroute IP addresses and stuff like that.
Junkies there are.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, unless you're doing all of that, I mean, it's going to make it harder for them to catch you, but they're still going to catch you.
How simple is it? If you don't need if I'm on my way currently to murder somebody, I'm not calling nobody. I don't need my phone. I'm gonna leave my phone at home. Hell, I might even go to it. Well, there's no payphones anymore, but I might even go.
You really showing your age.
I might even go use somebody's phone. You know what I mean? Like go to a store and be like, and then call my phone that's 100 miles away. So my phone pings because they're like, well, your cell phone was in that area. Blah blah blah. Sean Green, what's up, brother? We're talking about Dahmer, and then we're going into people getting away with crimes and things.
Okay, so what's up with this? The black guy is that the guy that killed Dahmer in jail? What?
My mother-in-law said, I watched his live interview, and he said himself, it's kind of creepy. He would have never stopped if he hadn't got caught. He still thinks about it all the time. He did do a live like on Insider or whatever. And the only way he got caught, you gotta. I'm gonna let you watch it, but anyway, yeah, because nobody was looking for these kids. So even today, right? That's why sex workers and people that aren't being actively looked for, because it takes someone to file a missing person.
Take somebody to care to be able to find. If
nobody's reporting these people missing, then nobody's looking for them. So
right, and the longer you're gone missing, the more your case is, oh yeah, okay. And if you're not found within the first week or two,
right. And
they write you off as dead anyway.
If you don't leave a shoe print, if you don't leave any of your DNA behind, if you don't leave a fingerprint,
if you don't have anybody to care, like for us, we got people who care. Like you know what I'm saying? If somebody don't hear from all of us, call. But like you said, people who are hitchhikers, they're prostitutes, they're just in the streets, they don't have family, their parents are gone, or any of that. You have nobody that's tracking your whereabouts or saying, hey, yeah, I talked to such and such, they said that they're here. Or you don't even have a regular day-to-day routine for someone to know if your routine is off and you went missing, but okay, who was you can tell me, I don't care because I'm still gonna watch it. Who was the Hey Biggs 313 Afro Mito? We're talking about the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary.
My mother also said the reason for that was because they were gay black men and everybody kicked to the curb. So like and he even said,
because that was a gay bar that he walked into.
He even said in his thing, he goes where he was at, it was very taboo to be gay, period. And no matter what,
did he
gay
have
and black?
Did he have a vendetta against them? Then
he was gay.
Jeffrey Dahmer was.
He was gay himself.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So okay, I'll start telling you some things. You're gonna watch it anyway.
I'm gonna watch it anyway.
So when he was younger and living at his grandma's house, the reason he got kicked out of his grandma's house
because he came out was gay.
He couldn't get any sexual attention, obviously, because it was very taboo to be gay.
Mm.
So he went to a department store and he stole a male mannequin so he could cuddle with it and rub it and love it and be sexual with it because he wasn't getting that sexual attention. And his grandma found it and was like, I think it's best you move out and get your own place. So there was a very gay, there was a gay district that he moved to where they had gay clubs and all that kind of stuff. And everybody would leave him is what his thing was. And he didn't want these men to leave him. So he killed the ones that didn't want to be with him. He killed all of them. But when he got them in,
well, how you don't want them to leave you and you kill them? They could have came back.
He wanted to make sure he wasn't going to leave.
They could have came back.
Yeah, but he was weird too. And his house smelled like dead people.
Yeah, I saw that part on the vent when she was like, "You said you threw out."
Jack's funny. I don't know if you follow Jack Funny 313, but he did he's super ghetto. And he was like, Jeff invited me, and he had some dude. I don't know who this dude is, but he looked like him too. He looked like Dahmer. He was like, Jeff invited me over. He walked. It was like, why I smell like that?
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, when he invited people to his house, did he like push him in the door or something like that? People willingly walked in there.
He was like, I had some meat in my freezer and the fridge broke and the meat all went bad. He's like, I got a guy coming out.
So like, okay, so when he killed them, because I'm gonna watch it anyways.
Right.
Did he poison them and then once they died? Oh, and then he just dismembered them
to get them like woozy or whatever.
And then he just dismembered them.
Well, he
because was anybody alive? Because how did the neighbors not hear people screaming?
I've seen he turned the music all up.
And you don't hear screams over music?
Because he had him drugged and subdued when he was doing it.
Oh, so they wasn't screaming. But
right.
Unless you're like really passed out, I don't care like how much medicine you take when pain set in.
Now, Matt, have you ever had surgery?
Yeah.
You ever been under anesthesia?
Oh, you're right.
There's that moment where you're awake but not kind of awake. They could do anything to you and you wouldn't be able to.
That's true.
She said he drilled holes in their head to keep them.
To do what?
Drilled holes in their head.
To do what?
Like almost like a lobotomy.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, now I gotta watch the rest of it
okay,
now.
so who was the black guy that is trending? Is that the guy who killed him in jail or something like that?
Who's trending?
Who was there's a picture posting of this black guy.
It's probably the guy who got him arrested.
The black guy with dreads.
I don't know. I'd have to see it. But there was the guy who
did you see this episode? Him.
Oh yeah, it's got to be the guy who killed him there.
Because everybody's talking about this guy, and I don't know.
I didn't see that episode, but there's a guy who is responsible for him getting arrested.
What did he do?
He went over there in the same scenario, and he, seen the dead body, or whatever. He drank the thing and was drugged and whatnot, but he ended up getting out and running out and flagging down some cops. I'm like, this guy
did he kill the next door neighbor? Did he kill Niecy?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
No, the dude ran out and got the cops and was like, this dude tried to kill me. And went back to the apartment with him. And the dude's like, can I search your apartment? Da, 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 da. And they were searching
right
his
at that
apartment,
moment.
And they opened the fridge and he had a human head in the fridge.
Look.
See, I'm not spoiling an alert and anything because a lot of everybody on the planet besides you.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody pretty much knows the stories and stuff like this.
It was,
but that's the day as an officer.
Yeah,
I would have turned in my badge.
Right. The sad part is Niecy Nash, or who the real life lady that lived next door. There was a young, like Polynesian or Asian descended man or young boy. He ended up being 14, who he had drugged and whatnot. And he got out and was sitting outside, like all messed up. And they saw him and was like, hey, and they flagged the officers down there, like, something's wrong with him. He's got blood on him. He's obviously jacked up. Like, he needs some help. And Dahmer had went out to the store to get some more beer and walked back up as this was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So he tells the cops, no, that's my boyfriend. We've been drinking. He's just drunk. He does that. He attacked me and told me to go get him more beer. So I got him more beer. Keep in mind.
How's that your boyfriend and he 14?
Keep in mind. These are black women talking to white cops and a white man about this boy who he claimed no, he's an adult, yada yada yada. So he's like, well, does he have ID? They walk him upstairs. They go into the apartment. Mind you, there's a body on the floor next to the bed. They never walked in the bedroom. They just accepted. He showed them the pictures that he had just taken of him naked and stuff. And they accepted that and was like, well, just make sure you and clean up this mess.
This was black officers? White officers?
White.
Oh, talking to black women.
White officers. She even called back like 10 minutes later, was like, excuse me, I flagged down an officer. Can you tell me how? And she was arguing with him like, that was not a grown man. That was a boy. Like, no, ma'am, it was a boyfriend thing. And they said it was boyfriend. So, and just wrote it off.
And maybe that's why
I would love
that's
to
probably
know.
why she feels so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Because she lived next to him.
She was in a documentary. You got to watch the real documentary, too.
Okay.
She was in that and, like, actually looking at the boy's picture. She was like, that's him. She was like, I had him. He was right there. I had him. And the cops were there, and they gave him back. And she started crying. Like, I'm about to start crying, thinking about her crying, because it was deep. Okay. Could you imagine that pain? Knowing that you almost saved somebody's life,
and the officers put him back
handed him back to him? Oh, my God.
I wonder how does those officers feel?
That's what I want to know, but I guarantee you they probably never.
No, they're probably not even going to claim their names. I mean, they should have turned in their badges. I mean, because how can you sleep at night?
Oh, yeah, that too. All the boxes that were sitting inside the apartment had individual heads. He killed 17 people, and they were not black either. Just did that gay bar he was going to use. Yeah.
Y'all see my face?
Yeah, it was wild, man. I'm telling you, like it. I think too, people need to start watching shows like this and watching these documentaries and stuff like that, for not only just to know what's around in this world, but to hear about other people's lives and things that have happened to other people and how other people were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, their lives and their worlds just consist of their little circle, and they believe that their problems and that their world is all that's happening and all that's going on.
And
when in reality, there's a lot more going on in this world than what's happening to you in your little section of this planet.
And be courteous and thoughtful.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
What I'm
like,
saying? Care about the
just
place
like,
that
in the state of our world today and how our society is, if somebody was running down the street and screaming to you for help, for one, you would judge them on if they really needed help by how they looked,
exactly,
or if they were crazy.
What is
or
wrong
just
with them?
or,
they probably
I don't know. Go on somewhere. I can't help you. And then if you heard on the news that they were running from a serial killer and they were X, Y, and Z, and heard their story, you would feel.
Me and my mom, my husband, my family, we were just talking about this, saying when you walk past people in the store, in the public, whatever. Yeah. Your everyday normal saying is, hey, how you doing? And everybody's always says, oh, I'm good. Right. But imagine if somebody was like, I'm doing really bad. I want to kill myself. Oh, I'm good.
What would you do?
You're not even listening.
Right.
Like you're asking, hey, how you doing? Without listening to process their response.
Because not like, hi, Jesse Ballard. How are you? One of my good friends right there. One of the most positive people on the planet. Hey,
Jesse.
I always test people. So especially when I'm in somewhere like customer service where it's just customary to be like, hi, how are you? I always go horrible just to get their reactions and
to see if they actually, yeah.
And I'll say 60 to 70% of the time, it's either a why or they'll laugh and be like,
well, that's good. That's more than 50.
Right. Or they'll be like, me too. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it opens up a conversation. But the other 50%,
don't even hear you.
Don't say a word.
Because everybody, it's just the
look. Boop.
Hey, how you doing?
Horrible.
I'm good.
Well, I'm like, now we know.
I'm like, oh, are you even
that
listening?
To me means that their day is going worse than mine, and in turn lets me be able to be either extra courteous or if I'm in a bad mood, like, you stinking.
You dirty filthy.
You shouldn't be working. Speaking of that, not to get off topic because I wanted to keep talking about murder. I almost had to fight somebody at Wendy's.
What?
He was obviously having a bad day, but he was working working the speaker. And you already can't hear well. And he was like, "What can I give you?" And I was like, yeah, can I get a number? It was a large, a medium or large. Large. Okay, anything else? I'm like, yeah, bro. Can I get that without tomato pickles? And I need to okay. So you said without what? I'm like, well, if you stop talking and you listen for a second. Okay, let me get a frothy. Yeah, vanilla. I said chocolate and Okay, mister. Don't. You ain't
Not
gonna
today,
get
sir.
saucy with me,
Not
sir.
today, sir. I will sauce you out.
I peeled off up to the window.
Hey, listen here.
For real, I said something to him. I was like, listen, I couldn't hear a word you said. You need to speak slower or put somebody else on the microphone.
What he said?
He shook his head and I was like, shake your head at me.
Shake again, buddy.
The moral to that story is I probably ate some spit yesterday.
Ew, that's nasty.
It happened.
Scaris Ride 28, Black Boy 00. I am Saria. I don't know. Y'all know I'm bad with names. Hey, everybody that just tuned into my live.
Right. I don't know.
Sierra. That's what it is. I am Sierra. Boom. But I'm gonna watch the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary, and I'm gonna have a better. It's gonna take me about 2 days, so give me about till Wednesday. I'll be able to give y'all my full opinion and view. Of course, I'll be texting you as I'm watching.
Yes,
but still.
please do.
Let's get into a little bit of Princess Hot Topics, okay? Because we haven't done Hot Topics in quite some time.
Ooh.
And I'm starting the Good Girls Roll Call next Monday. Okay, so Good Monday for Good Girls Roll Call next Monday. So get your initiations in. Make sure you guys send in any hardworking women that you guys know, whether it's yourself, sister, cousin, auntie. It is very hot to get a little warm in here. So make sure you guys send those in to us.
Sapphire in the building. If you guys are awake from 7 to 10 in the morning, you need to tune in to Hot 93.97 and catch Sapphire's Soup du Jour. This morning I was on there and I was dying laughing.
Dying.
So all I will bring from her show is, what was it? Praise be to the glory hole. I was dying all day. Tell me why I was saying that for no reason, walking around my house doing dishes.
That's a little nasty. Real quick, I do want to give a quick update and rest in peace to Coolio. But he appeared to be both happy and healthy in his final day of life. But friends say that the rapper had severe asthma, a condition they believe contributed to his death. So they are still trying to figure out what happened and what went wrong. But he did have bad asthma. So
did they say what it was?
They said they said that it could have contributed to his death, but he was happy and healthy like on his final days, but he did have severe asthma. So they're still trying to research and figure out what's going on. I don't think that they did an autopsy yet, but hey, we'll find out more. And then I want to talk about this Boosie to Kanye West. So apparently Kanye West at his fashion show for the Yeezy line did a White Lives Matter shirt.
Who
and
did?
Kanye West.
Kanye did.
Kanye. Hey, Sean. Yep. So he had a White Lives Matter shirt. And guess who was there? Candace Owens. And they both were rocking the White Lives Matter t-shirt at his fashion show. And Boosie is, Boosie. Okay. So Boosie is making it very clear that Kanye West's White Lives Matter shirt has taken it way too far. And he is calling someone to put yay to pull his black card. Okay. He says, after all we've been through as a race, you put this disrespectful on you gives no about how blacks have died and suffered to the hands of white men, and you say Bush don't like black people.
Slavery was a choice.
But he's yet to explain the meaning behind his latest stance. But obviously, Boosie doesn't really care. But
some things are
Boosie. He kind of went for the jugular. But then I also kind of feel that why not make it cross market? You know what I'm saying? Like, Ye is a businessman as much as he is, a black young man. But don't forget, his children are also biracial. Right. So white lives do matter because his children.
My family is biracial.
Exactly.
I believe the same thing.
So if you have a biracial family, why not be able to say? I mean, all lives do matter initially.
Yeah, there's an undertone, and I guess in this situation, it does matter what I want. I want to hear context. You know what I mean?
Like, and why?
Honestly, wait a minute. Time out. Let me back up. I don't even care what the context was. It's Kanye. Kanye is worth billions of dollars. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like he's doing something wrong because that man has billions, and whatever he's been doing all these years has been genius enough to garner him billions of dollars. He ain't hurting nobody. He's not doing no crimes. He ain't treating nobody terribly. He's just being creative and making his money. So I'm not going to rock the White Lives Matter shirt just because, but because I don't feel like there's a reason to. But
I mean,
he may be able to persuade me. I don't know.
I just feel like a lot of companies, right? And that's the hard part about Blacks and African Americans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are the face of our brands, right? No matter how much we try to be in the back screen of it and allow other people to control it, we are the faces of our brands. If we would have saw someone selling this shirt, we would be saying nothing about the person who created this shirt and put it on the market to sell it. If we just saw a White Lives Matter shirt, we wouldn't. But because Kanye put it out and is going to make money off of it from a crossover market, we're looking at him as if he's a bad person, but he's also thinking from a business standpoint as well. And again, his children are mixed. So to him, Black Lives Matter as well as White Lives Matter because his children are biracial. He has white people in his family.
Are the Kardashians white though?
Yeah, I mean,
they don't look white.
That's tan.
Kim don't even look white, or I mean, Chris don't even look white. And I think wasn't her daddy like Italian or something?
They are Dutch, English. They all of them. They had it.
White.
They had it all in them. Literally, Kim.
Ah.
But she's Dutch, English, Irish, Scottish. And their father was a third generation American.
Huh?
It literally says Armenian American.
I was gonna say they had to have some. They got something else, but
I mean that's still like the Caucasian
American
race. So I mean his children, and that's his white. Like
so,
they're still technically married. Did their divorce get final?
I believe so.
Oh.
So then technically, if that was his justification, then you can't say nothing about that.
Yeah.
For instance, if I was to do that, I have 5 of my stepkids are super white.
And I think that we should just allow people to what happened?
My mother-in-law said that's commonly known as Heinz 57. All those races you just into white people. That's hilarious.
That is very funny.
Yeah, I could if I wore a White Lives Matter shirt and that was my justification, because my 2 half black sons, my babies, you would never in a million years know they black.
Right.
They're redhead, light-eyed, white-skinned babies.
Imagine when they turn 16.
Right.
I'm sure they're not going to get much of a tan, and they put on a Black Lives Matter shirt.
People are gonna be like, "Oh, why you a
people are gonna?"
Matter?
But they are truly.
Look, and then they're gonna be 6'6", 250, and then I'm gonna step from between them like, and
okay,
what?
And that's the part that I feel like people need to just mind their business. Either you buy it or you don't. And Boosie, listen, if you're not gonna put out an album, stay off of social media because all you doing is talking about everybody else.
Okay, Boosie, do you follow him on Instagram?
I don't follow him.
Okay, only reason I follow Boosie because he goes live and he says some real ignorant. So a couple weeks ago, he's on live. He's like, "Man, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I want my booty ate." He was like, "I'm looking for all the booty eaters out there." He's like, "I'm gonna throw you a couple $100 or something like that, but I need my booty ate." I was like, "Dog."
And men like
once
that,
you say stuff like that, I don't listen to what's coming out of your mouth.
Men like that, you say that, and you talking about paying somebody, but then you want to talk about a little kid who decides that that's the lifestyle they want to go down and be happy with it. You want to talk about that? He was on
live getting his underage son laid.
I remember that. Yeah, talking about giving prostitute. Like, boy, go on, drop a song because I ain't seen you since INDEPE, and that was a long time ago. Go home.
See, so the last thing I'll say about the Matters shirts, I think it became such a media frenzy and a whole political thing. Because at the end of the day, if you ask me what I believe, I truly believe all lives do matter.
I do too.
But the slogans and the campaigns and the sides that took these things and ran with them, as like, I don't like the Black Lives Matter organization necessarily either, because they do a lot of shady shit, and they're not necessarily here for the black culture and X, Y, and Z.
Like you think they would be.
Right. So people taking, just like people that take religions and pervert them, and anybody can take a cause and pervert it. I'm here for human life. I'm here for the human race. I want all colors, creeds, ethnicities, and sexual preferences to be happy and prosperous and live nice, long, eventful lives.
We understand everybody's struggles. We respect them, but all lives still do matter. I mean,
Dave Chappelle said it best.
It's nothing wrong with feeling like a human life is valuable, no matter the race or the color.
He said, "We are having a human experience."
Thank you.
And he was talking about his transgendered friend from, and she just was like, "I'm having a human experience." And that is the only way you can sum up what happens here on Earth. Like,
that's true.
It doesn't matter what color you are. You're going to have some shitty days. You're going to have some very unfortunate things happen to you. You're going to have some times where you need some love and tender care from somebody. Right? It don't matter who you are. It don't matter how much money you have. Like, that's why it blows my mind too when people are like, they're rich. How could they be sad ever? How could anything ever be wrong with you? You're rich. Like,
and I wish people understand that money doesn't bring you happiness.
Money makes a lot of people's situations worse, especially people who don't have.
What did he say? More money, more problems. Oh, God, that was the absolute truth. The absolute.
He was not lying.
A little bit more on Princess Hot Topics. Kim Kardashian. She's charged by a SEC for a crypto promo, and now she has to pay $1.26 million.
She got sued.
She failed to follow, or she failed to tell her followers that she was paid to promote a crypto asset. And a mistake that's now cost her $1.26 million and charges from the Securities and Exchange Commission.
What?
So it was a promo that she did. Are you guys into crypto? This is not financial advice, but sharing what my friends just told me. Like, she made a whole post, but she didn't say that it was a paid advertisement. And I guess you have to tell, better. I guess you have to put that in like the disclaimer of like all of these sermons and all that kind of stuff. And she did not.
She should have known better.
Yeah. She has already paid $1.26 million in penalties.
Who is she? Who is the payees of that lawsuit? People that invested and lost their ass, or who's getting paid?
Inthromax. No, the Securities and Exchange
SEC
Commission
is taking.
They
that money?
are, they, because of the penpenalties and the court fees.
Already,
it's an ongoing investigation. Right now.
I want to see more about that, because if there's anybody that should be getting any kind of money from a lawsuit like that, would be people that took her advice and got that coin or got that whatever, and then didn't pan out for them and they lost all their life savings. Like, they should be getting that money if anybody's getting money from it.
Yeah.
Not the SEC. The SEC don't need another 1.26 million for nothing.
Well, as for how her fines break down, there is a $1 million penalty, and the remaining of $260,000 includes about how much she made, like, for posting the promotion. So there's like penalties if you don't do that by them, apparently.
That's worse than going to Facebook jail.
Man, that's
if you
way
don't
worse.
If you don't post on there, we do not own the rights to this, we might go to Facebook jail. Sounds about the same thing, but the penalty is just worse.
Oh, and Antonio Brown exposed himself to a woman in Dubai. Did you see that? Does he even play football anymore? I mean, I see him only in the news, and I don't even know anymore.
He walked out of Tampa Bay like last season or two. I think it was last season. I don't think he's had a job since, but he's been kicking it with Yeezy a lot. He's part of Ye's campaign.
He got no choice.
He part of his brand now, so he getting paper still.
It was during the spring, and somebody obtained footage, they say, that was shot in May of this year when he was in an Armenian hotel in Dubai and getting handsy with a fellow swimmer in the pool. It's a woman, and in the clip, AB shoves his bare A in her face twice.
Did she not like it?
I don't know. He looks to be completely naked in the water, which makes the incident all the more disturbing. Brown is fooling around with the lady and even lifts her up and dunks her. Eventually, she swims away. No, she had a bathing suit. She swims away while they show the man off camera egging him on, and then he stood up and put his butt.
What do you know,
And
man?
yeah,
You know what's hilarious?
and I
to
don't
me,
know.
though?
I don't know if she's suing him or if this
That's
footage
what I
just
was
came
gonna say.
about. And
That's what's hilarious to me because this is probably like his girlfriend or homegirl, and they probably literally was like, did
I
she
don't know.
look like she was bothered by what was happening?
No, she looked like she was like having fun with him.
See, yeah,
But,
it was
like,
probably somebody in his camp. Like, there's probably something so harmless about this, but now it's on the news circulating.
And now
I
they're probably
guarantee
gonna.
you, if you look at the comments, there's probably people in there. Oh, he needs to go away. Oh, he's lock him up for life.
Yeah, they're gonna always
He's
take it a
trife.
lot
Lock him up for life.
further. A lot further. Guess who else is suing?
Oh God.
Donald Trump. I want
His
$1 billion.
Fake news
Yep, he's
for the Mar-a-Lago.
for CNN. He's suing them for defamation of character.
Oh, CNN. Ah, that's
He
funny.
wants $1 billion.
$1 billion from CNN.
1 billion schmillion.
I wonder how long this is going to go on for.
I don't know. Everybody's suing everybody because there's another woman. There's a lot of lawsuits right now.
Donald Trump and having a hold over the media and them talking
Oh,
about
until
all
his
the time.
son runs, until his son becomes president.
You know, what they're trying to do is they're bringing all these lawsuits and cases against him and all that so that he's able to run in 2024. So if he somehow, let me say this now, I'm calling it. What's today? October 3rd, 2022. I'm calling it now so we can put this on the record. If he is allowed to run in 2024, he will win.
Yes, he will. Absolutely.
He will most definitely win. And I guarantee you, he's going to be like Ho Chi Minh and try to turn this into a dictatorship and like overthrow his own government. And it'll be the end of democracy as we know it.
I agree.
Because he is going out with a bang. I'm telling you that. So, and I'm not even, that was the first time I'd ever voted. It was this last election.
The last time I voted, I'm not going to say. Because everybody,
I am. I'm talking about Trump.
Like, yeah. Everybody is doing lawsuits right now. I hate it.
When he got in office, I was like, you know what? No, when he first announced that he was going to run, and I think this is really before he just went nuts on Twitter and started being all kinds of crazy. I was like, you know, America's a business, and he runs business. I think we had this conversation, right? So that was my thought prior. I was like, okay, maybe we'll see. You know, maybe financially and for business and for the state of our country financially,
we could
maybe
make
we'll
a comeback.
be all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's already got these relationships with these foreign countries and whatnot. You know, maybe we'll be all right. But, and honestly, I don't know politically as far as like how our country did financially during his presidency and all that. I don't think we did terribly.
No, I mean, the economy was booming.
It was booming, but it was just who he was as a person.
Yeah. He's one of those people that definitely should, you know how people were like, you should have a spokesperson. He should have had a spokesperson. Like, he should have not been.
I don't think everybody would have had a problem with him as president.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
that's
he would have.
Like,
but he was so terrible. Like, he had a spokesperson that wrote his speeches and then he didn't read the speech. He's like, I'm not reading this. Damn, like, no, stick to the script. Stick to the script, sir.
That's like choosing somebody to be your class president, right? And they get all the banging snacks and they're the best, right? Your free lunch, you got banging snacks, but they always talking about you in front of everybody and making fun of your outfit every day. Like, would you still want them to be president? Like, just so you can have the snacks? Or would you be like, I'm sick of him talking about me every day and making me feel unsafe in these hallways? You got to get him out of here. I'll take the Sun Chips back.
I don't know because I know he's not going to do nothing. And I'm secure.
Bump the Fritos. I'll take the Sun Chips back.
Yeah, or give me the Funyuns.
No, forget the Funyuns. I want Sun Chips and security in the hallway over Fritos. And I got to get made fun of going to my first hour every day.
That's true because I know who I am as a person.
Yeah, right.
And my mama said I'm beautiful.
Being that ridiculed. Yeah, right. Being that you wouldn't even make it you wouldn't go to the vending machine no more. Like, why does it matter what's in there? Because everybody's standing around the vending machine to make fun of me, so I don't go to the vending machine anyway.
Exactly. Take another route.
Thank you.
That's what people need to start doing.
Take another
But
route.
I feel like everybody is doing a lawsuit of some sort. Like, it's like a bandwagon of lawsuits right now.
Because it's so easy to do.
But what people don't understand is when you do a lawsuit, you got to have money. Okay.
Yeah.
The courts know how to milk you out of an investigation. And if you don't have the funds to continue to file a motion, to do this, if the meeting is adjourned and all that, you're going to lose by default.
But
and all that money, you don't get any of it back.
That's why those lawyers that are like, we don't get paid until we win.
But that's
they
why you
make
also
bread.
need to know what type of lawyer you're hiring too, because
Yeah.
every lawyer is not good in a civil suit or paperwork, or
Right.
every lawyer has its
Has their
area of
niche.
expertise. And if
Has
you
their
hire
niche.
a criminal lawyer to do a lawsuit, you ain't winning.
Uh-uh.
You ain't winning. You losing.
Listen, I seen there was a meme the other day. They're like, if your public defender does this on the table, you're going to jail.
Jail.
Straight to jail. That's
You
why
know-
I live my life in a manner that I will never need a lawyer.
Yeah, it's good to have one. Well, you
Straight
do
up.
have one on call if you need.
The
but
lawyers make more money than the people who are. Yeah, absolutely.
What the lawyers make more work?
More money than the people that are suing.
Obviously, they doing all the work. You
Well,
don't
I
even
mean-
know how to read.
I mean, like
And
people. Somebody's suing a company and they're suing for 1.8 million. That lawyer's probably going to get 800,000 of that or something crazy.
yeah, as
and
they
then,
should.
And then you got to pay your fees, and then like you probably only walking away with a couple 100,000 after that whole thing's said and done.
And you're lucky
yeah.
because you could have been okay. So
What was-
look, no,
Didn't we talk about something?
Where,
we
like, they
talked
got-
about a case like that.
and they got like a lower end or
where
whatnot.
I think she ended up not getting anything. I forget what the lawsuit was. Oh man, what was that? I think we talked about it last season. Where this lady sued. There was a settlement that they offered her, and she turned that settlement down. And it was something ridiculous she had sued for. And they offered her a settlement of like $100 million, and she turned it down, and then took it to trial. And
Oh,
ended
and then
up
lost.
losing.
Oh, yeah. That happens all
Yeah,
the
People
time.
get greedy, and
But
I think it was something that was ridiculous
definitely-
too.
So this is the part with lawsuits of a civil suit or whatever the case may be. So it really depends on what you're suing for. If you're suing for like damages and all that kind of stuff, typically you're never ever going to get back what you paid for in a case of a situation
Right.
happening. But the attorneys only, let me tell you this personal story. The attorneys can only get paid more if they're covering your fees. If you just cover their fees and pay them that
Then
rate,
you get what-
then you don't
they
owe
don't
them.
touch
Your
your
settlement
funds.
is your settlement.
Right.
That's what people don't understand. So typically the reason why those attorneys get more, because you didn't have the price or the funds to retain me. You didn't have the
So
funds
then
to pay me.
the
So
ones
I'm
that are
getting
like,
reimbursed.
we don't get paid until, so they just
They're gonna
racking
get
up fees and charges,
And they
then.
could tell you, so as an attorney, they go by hours. So they can say,
Yeah,
oh, it took me
hourly. 12
12 hours to go through this defamation chart.
Anybody who's
I'm billing
watched
you
Ghost
12
book,
hours.
book 2 of Ghost,
See, I haven't
Method
watched
Man's
that.
character is the lawyer,
Uh-huh.
and he's good as hell, but he's super shady. So like any like the back behind the scenes dirt he's got to do, he's like, I work off commission. He's like, I work hourly. He's like, da, da, da. He's like, yeah, it's gonna be like 10,000 for me to do that for you.
Yep.
Bam, throw him 10 G's and then he on it. I'm like,
Because okay, so
I'm surprised more lawyers don't get assassinated. Think about in a criminal case,
the information
the really
that they-
good the really good lawyer that does his thing and snakes his way into getting people either in jail or out of jail. Like they're the reasons that people are in jail or out of jail,
That's true.
especially in these high profile cases.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised more people aren't like, oh, that's who they got as their lawyer. You got to kill him or you're going to jail.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm already on trial, so can I risk getting that? Because when you kill an attorney,
If
that's
he
like
goes through with this case, I'm losing anyway. Because for one, I did it.
I might as well take my chances, okay?
For one, I'm guilty, right? And I know he gonna get. Even if I wasn't guilty, I'm going to jail because he's on the other side of this courtroom. Someone killed this man, and I may be able to escape jail.
That's the hard part with
I'm not trying to get nobody no
attorneys. I
ideas.
have seen firsthand what an evidence box looks like. And if you have a good attorney, yeah, they have to go through that entire box and read every document to look for a loophole, to look for a way to get you out of a contract. So when I used to want to be an attorney until I started seeing the case files and all of that of what I had to read.
Well, then you got
I don't want to be like that.
the whole idea of the Brady violations happening, and you have to be able to catch a Brady violation
I mean, it's a
There's
lot
so
to be
many
an
things.
attorney. I mean, so when people say that they get paid, I mean, they deserve it. I mean, literally in
Yeah,
a
they do
lawsuit,
a lot.
if you are suing a company for not doing something properly, like
Yeah.
you're getting a couple $100,000 or something like that, which is way more than you would if this attorney wouldn't have ever filed this for you. So
Facts.
yeah, some people get greedy. Oh, I want to go to trial, but it depends on what you're aiming towards. Are you aiming towards pure justice, or are you aiming towards
And that's
justice and
always-
fun?
That's always my thing, and that's what I've never understood about the justice system. In a lot of these situations, how are you awarding somebody millions of dollars for damages when their damages were emotional?
And you can
How
never
do you quantify that and
That's-
then offer all of this money? And then furthermore, to my understanding, there is no way for them to legally assure the person that wins that they're going to get their money.
That's
They
the
just
hard
won the
part
case.
with it, because there's no amount, like if you emotionally damage, PTSD somebody, set their lives back, put it on hold, there's no amount of money that can really make up for that.
No,
But how do
there's
you?
not.
But I'm saying,
But
how do you put
quantify
a
that,
how do you put
right?
a fee
So,
on that?
like-
Because if it's an emotional,
Right.
how can you show emotional damage
So, like,
in the
okay,
courtroom?
if I'm at Walmart, right, and say one of the crane operators drops something on me,
you
and
can
I
see,
break a
you
leg,
can see medical bills and all
I break
that.
a leg, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if my medical bills are $1 million, which they shouldn't be, then yeah, you owe me $1 million, and
Plus
then I had to
whatever
miss
else.
work for 6 months. So these are the wages I would have made, and then for emotional distress, throw me another couple thousand.
Exactly.
But like, this man won $50 million because he slipped and fell on the stairs at Bucky's. Like,
But then let's just say, but I mean, that's the same thing. You slipped and fell. You still
he
hurt
didn't get
yourself.
hurt though. He didn't break his back and need surgery or da-da.
It
You know what I
depends
mean?
on the lawyers.
Okay,
It depends on the lawyers. and
Here's the
doctors.
good one. The infamous woman at McDonald's who burned herself on the hot coffee and won.
Yeah.
Didn't she win a ridiculous amount of money from that? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was millions. How? For what?
Because okay, so in those kind of instances, it depends on the attorney. It depends on the direction that they went with the story of the internal damages. What times
Burned
did
her
she
genitals,
lose?
and now
What
she can't
happened
feel
during
sensation.
that time? So if she burned her hand, she couldn't work. Okay, her not working allowed her to not be able to pay her bills. Well, she couldn't pay her bills.
Where
So
was
this
she
racks up.
working?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
What were her wages?
I'm saying this goes
That's what I
into
wanna
this
know.
goes into creating like the price,
Right,
like
but it's
range
just
of it,
ridiculous. Okay, so
and
I
it
guess,
depends on the attorney.
I guess what really made me kind of think of this even more was going through this house fire and the insurance and all that. They scrutinize how much things cost to
They scrutinize the wrong areas.
half a penny. You know what I'm saying? So I would assume in a lawsuit, when you're suing somebody for some money, that would be scrutinized more than an insurance company.
But just because you're suing someone for that much, that doesn't mean that that's a settlement. So most of them, like,
talking about things, lawsuits that I've seen settled for that amount of money.
I've never seen
Or
someone
people-
get 50,000 for a slip and fall.
I'm not in general.
But no, I'm
talking
just
about-
saying, like, that's
but
probably what they were
they're
suing for.
still
But they
egregious, though.
probably settled it
I've
out for in
seen
court for like
people
20.
for $50 in a Starburst.
I'm sold for 1.5 million, but I
No.
settled out for $10 in a pack of ciggies. Like what?
No, I know that is part of the strategy as well. Because if you aim for, if I have a case, right? If I have a very reasonable case, and I'm suing you for $5 million, your settlement's going to be higher than if I sued you for $1 million.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And only if I have a case. Like if that company thinks there's a plausible way that I could take them to trial and I could actually win that, then of course you're going to want to settle out. So
Exactly.
that is one of the lawyeristic ways of thinking. Okay, let's sue them for $100 million, because typically they'll come down to about 25% of that and start low.
Yeah.
We could probably finagle them up to 40% of that. You're going to walk away with $40 million on a settlement, never have to take this to trial.
Yeah.
But I just don't see how that number come in a lot of these situations, unless you have it audited to where what happened to you cost you that much and you're being reimbursed that much money. Maybe throw a little extra for your time and suffering. But I mean, these suits have been egregious.
It really depends on the lawyer, and it depends on that person's life structure. But the hard part in those cases is, okay, so yeah, you saw the person who fell and broke his leg and he can sue in court. He has physical damages. But let's just say somebody was arrested, falsely accused, and or beat, or all these kinds of things. They have no physical damages, but then they just get released. And how do you amount that type of price onto, you can't see the physical damages.
Along my point. I've seen people win stupid amounts of money for really dumb stuff. And then these men that have been in jail for 30 years and get exonerated, they'll give them $500,000 or $1 million. Like, that's the case where I'm like, give me $1 million for every year I spent.
But think about it.
You know what I'm
They're
saying?
being exonerated by, majority of the time, attorneys who are newer attorneys that are just looking for a case to get their name
don't
known,
know how to rack that
and
number
are
up.
criminal attorneys, and then they have to then hire a civil attorney. So most of them have two different lawsuits where they get the amount of money that they want, but you have to win the criminal suit first in order to get. What was
the Central Park 5? Didn't they get like, I know they got millions, but I don't think it was a lot. I want to say they got like 19 million total or something like that.
Let's see, 41 million.
That's between the 5 of them, right?
Right, but that's the thing. Yeah, 41 million divided by
5 people. That's not even 10 mil a piece.
Yeah, it's like 8.2.
That's ridiculous.
But
they did a lot of time.
That's because it's multiple of them.
But still,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's so that's my point though.
Because they all were brought up on the same charges.
The justice system is so, there's so many faults, and I think it's just a matter of, to me, it's a matter of a couple things. So our country in general, right, is supposed to be governed by federal law, right? Mm-hmm. But within that federal law, there's so many different outcomes for the same thing, depending on, a lot of times it seems like the color of your skin or the stature of if you have enough money to get a good lawyer, which that should not be the case.
It really shouldn't.
This is the crime, same age, different colors.
But it's the
one
same
had
case.
A public, same case, same exact case.
But only one case can get a lawsuit. Like, and that's it goes into like that class action lawsuit thing.
It's ridiculous.
Everybody piles together to sue this person, and then everybody has to split the earnings. The biggest lawsuit settlement was a tobacco settlement for $206 billion. But ain't no telling how many people were in that lawsuit.
Class action?
I'm assuming so. Yeah. Yep. It was a class action lawsuit settlement.
So wait, how much was it? 206 billion, you said?
Yeah.
There was probably 206 billion people on that class action lawsuit, and everybody got $1.
Not $1.
So 3M, right? The earplugs. I keep seeing these ads all over the place about military and how. So 3M is the earplug that we were given, especially if we worked on the flight line and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. They're getting sued, and as a class action lawsuit, it's like, oh, make sure you get your da 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 da. And I think the last thing I got in the mail was this fat packet of like how much the breakdown was and how many people are in the lawsuit and yada yada yada. I want to say it was like, if you got into this thing and put your name in, I think you'd end up getting like $10. What? And they were getting sued for hundreds of millions of dollars. So there's so many people that are going to get paid out, including everybody involved in the litigation and whatever, all these fees.
In that lawsuit, it was 8,000 smokers.
Oh, ooh.
In that 206 billion.
They got paid out?
Yeah.
Shit.
That's a nice amount of money.
Now, I wonder how long ago was that, did it say?
This was back in 1998.
Way back in the day. I wonder how many of those people, if they actually got paid out, did something big with that money.
I mean, they each got like, what, 25 billion?
Sounds like it. No, it's way less than that. If you said 206 billion and there's 8,000 people.
Or 25,000? I don't know. I'm not good at math. So.
I don't know.
I didn't get my bachelor's in math.
That's a little. Hold on. Okay, wait. I don't even know if I could do that math in my head.
The BP Gulf of Mexico oil spill, that was 20 billion.
That was
in 2016.
Now who got paid out for that?
Let's see.
Because there's a lot of different people affected by that. A lot of people.
Let's see how many people.
What needs to happen as far as people getting sued? The city of Flint, Rick Snyder.
It was 11 people killed and 17 people injured.
So they're the only people that should get bread.
I don't know. That's how many people who were killed, but I don't know how many people were in the lawsuit.
Right.
So. I know, but all these lawsuits again. It depends on the lawyer, the attorney, the paperwork. It goes into a lot, and it's very tiring. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things that some of the situations, like you said, it doesn't add up. It doesn't equal, and there's no amount of money that you can put on someone's emotional distress and anguish and like that's like now the military. You get benefits. Yeah. But honestly, there's no amount of money that they can put on you to take back the things that you saw,
that's
did,
honestly
or happened
the worst
to
part
you.
that's the worst part about my situation, because I have to. Well, I don't have to do nothing, but in a way, I have to be like, well, I'm thankful for what I get every month because it allows me, it affords me the time and the freedom to raise my kids and to, do what I love to do for work. And so I'm very grateful, but that's just because of me being who I am. I'm grateful like that. Yeah. Is it worth the, like, sitting here right now? The pain is a 10 of 10, but I'm used to it. I've learned how to live with it, and I've learned how to function. Would I prefer having my body back and my brain back and my everything back like before? I don't know, because I was obviously making terrible choices with all those abilities. So I went to the military. You know what I mean? So it really is a catch-22 at the end of the day. I mean, you
enjoy it, but
yeah, right. I'm in a lot of pain all the time, and I've seen some.
They think that
shit.
They're making righteous of it, like, oh, really? It's doing this.
Well, the worst part is because they give us this, they feel like they've done their job instead of giving us adequate health care.
Yeah.
Take some of this money back if it's going to help you pay for the health care that I actually need to live. If I had, put it this way, if I had adequate health care and I wasn't in this much pain and could function, I would be able to work the job.
That's true.
At 100%, I can't even go work. Like I'm legally allowed to if I went and got a job and worked or whatever the case may be.
But your body doesn't. Yeah.
Right. I couldn't go work somewhere where I had to do any kind of real physical labor.
Which is still so messed up.
Yeah.
So
like when we start doing some big events and have tents and stuff like that, we're gonna have to have a street team. I ain't carrying none of that.
Yeah, I know. I remember from the summer.
That's why I pushed the cart. I ain't carrying none of this.
No, but it's just so messed up because it's just like they'd be like, oh, go home, here you go, here's money, and it's like, dog.
That's it. I just
that
had an
don't help
appointment.
me not be able to sleep at night, or
I just had an appointment where I had to this time be like, I'm not leaving here until you give me an adequate way of dealing with.
And I already told you.
Yeah, I told
if
them.
They don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have to act AA.
AA. Okay. Anybody ever? I can't believe you never. Heard that.
Nobody's ever said, because you the only person I've ever met that like actively cusses but don't cuss. So you like you're like a.
I find ways to.
You're
cuss
like an elementary school kid who finds the most creative ways to cuss. It's like.
I know, because I'm respectful. Because even though we're cool and like we're brother sister, but like you're still older than me, so like I don't curse in front of you because you're still older than me.
I used to be like that until I stopped giving.
Well, I do.
If the FCC
I care. Okay, y'all. No, I care.
That's good. Just wait till you hit my age. You gonna start giving it.
He gonna care a lot later. But guys, for today, every day for the rest of this week, for the rest of the year, for the rest of all of the seasons, okay, we are starting to close out our shows in the last 30 minutes of our show, which I can't believe it's the last 30 minutes.
Real,
actually, really the last 20 minutes.
I just looked up and saw the time, and I'm like,
yeah, it's going so fast.
So wait, before we do that. Now, since this is the first show, let's talk about the show, right? I think it went as the rest of our shows have. And now it feels like we didn't take the summer off.
Of course. I knew it would have felt like we didn't take the summer off because we're naturals at this, and this is just what we do.
But I will
and it just
say,
comes with
one thing that still stands true for our shows is we pick up steam and then roll.
Oh yeah,
at like 5 we
Because
hit
we gotta
something.
do the fluff and stuff.
Look, we hit something interesting, and then where did we even start? We
Jeffrey
started
Dahmer.
with murder and ended
Yeah.
up, and we stayed on the. That's
Yeah.
funny because I don't think we intentionally stayed on like the criminal justice system.
No, we didn't.
or
Oh,
any
you're
of that.
right. Because we
But
did talk
ended
about
up coming back around. It's
Yeah.
that's man.
You know, we bring
Talk
it full
about
circle.
Full circle consciousness,
Oh, I just
people.
popped my elbow doing that.
Bless you.
You know.
Oh, that was my toe. You hear
Look, we should be like the new Rice Krispies because we in here
Oh, we
snap,
snap,
crackling,
crackle.
popping.
Well, you try to sit somewhere and talk for 3 hours, people. It ain't
I
easy.
know.
It ain't as easy as y'all might think.
It's not. It's really not.
Whew.
But yes, guys, every day, Monday through Friday, we are bringing you guys something every single day. Okay,
Like fire.
maybe something different, maybe something fun. I don't know, but just know that the fun has just begun.
It's day one, people.
Bars. And we're gonna be coming.
Bars.
That's one new thing. Bars.
Bars.
I don't know. That just really just came out
That's
randomly.
Stan.
But make sure you guys follow us on social media at princess_on-air
At Cujo_speaks.
and at the 9397 network. Make sure you guys download the app. If you're watching on our website right now, on our Ustream, whatever, here is the link. Make sure you guys go download the app. Here is also the QR code for the app, and the website is right here. Boom. Boom. Can you
Look
see
at her
that?
doing cool
Boom.
stuff.
Oh,
Look
wait. It's right. It's right.
There we go.
Right here. Nope. I did it. Nope. My hand's the wrong way.
It's over there.
But it's over there, okay? Y'all see it. It's right there on our faces. So go download the app. Go to your Apple iTunes store, Google Play, whatever. It's right there. Hit us on the social media tab. Actually, I'm about to go on there and I'm about to go post for you guys. And also next week, everybody get ready because we are starting our royalty rewards system. All right, y'all.
That's gonna be
Okay,
fun.
that's gonna be super duper fun. I'm super duper excited. Like I said, this season is gonna be really fun for you guys, and we always are gonna close out with a positive note, y'all. Okay, I picked the last one, so now
Oh,
we're just turning the bucket around so that we can
all right.
pick out the information.
I'm mad because the best one was the one we had. The last one. Oh, my hand.
It's pour it out then.
I got it.
All right,
Today's positive. Oh, this is perfect.
Is it? See, this is why I thought that this would be fun because it's always gonna bring up something that, like, I'm sure that we're talking about. Bring it full circle. I'm sure. Bring it full circle.
Not really.
Oh,
Dun, 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 dun,
Here we
dun,
go.
dun. Look. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun. If you had one shot,
I
one
figured that was a
opportunity,
good one.
to seize everything you ever wanted. Would
and
you
the
capture
positive
it
note.
or let it slip? You better lose yourself in the music the moment you want it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yo.
That is
Wow.
awesome, though.
Eminem.
But no, that's a good quote for today.
It is. You
Do
know,
not lose yourself
it
in
is.
this world of people and what's going on in society, because the moment that you let it go, I mean, you're going to lose yourself, literally, trying to fit into what everybody wants you to be and keeping up with the Joneses.
I don't think people realized even how great of a quote that really was.
Yeah.
Because it is in a song or whatnot, but you better lose yourself in the music in the moment you own it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. And to me, that basically is saying, like, life in general, like, that is your one shot. Make the best of every opportunity you have, because literally a lot of these opportunities are only one-time opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of quotes about out here that have something to the effect of you won't miss the things you did, you'll miss the things you didn't do. Like
Don't
at the
say
end
that.
of your
Put it
life.
in the bucket.
Is it in there?
I don't know, but you should have put it in there.
It's the same as, and I'm still gonna put it in there. They ain't gonna realize I said that. You know,
Put it in the bucket. Save it for the bucket.
Put it in the bucket.
Put it in the bucket.
But we're no longer allowed to say profound things throughout. Just put it in the bucket.
Nope, bucket.
You look for all the replay is gonna be bleeped out all the real like prominent parts.
Bucket.
Bucket it.
Bucket
it, and don't say it at all.
If you guys didn't capture that quote, I'm going to put it on the screen for you guys to be able to.
Did you type the lyrics out, or you want me to hold it up to the camera?
Neither.
Oh.
I'm gonna just add it on the
picture
screen.
of it.
Yeah.
You took a picture of it and then you put it up there, or you just look it up on the interwebs?
The interwebs.
Oh. She's got the computer's turned away from me, so and Princess does weird things. So
you better lose yourself in the music.
Did you go to the? She went to
Never
the karaoke.
go.
You went to the
Oh
karaoke version.
Oh,
that's funny.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You missed the yo on here. That's the best part of the quote.
I did. I'm
that's
sorry,
funny.
I'm sorry. I just wanted you guys to read today's quote by
hilarious.
Eminem. Yes. So keep that note, okay, and apply that to your day today, okay, guys. Make sure you guys continue to stick around. We still got a couple of more minutes. We're not saying bye, but we're just kind of informing you guys with everything that's going on. We have a new show that is hitting the airwaves tomorrow. If you are looking for a late night show, something to when you get off work on the late night hour, okay, tune into them. We Outside is coming to Hot 93.97. If you guys didn't catch Sapphire this morning with Sapphire Soup du Jour, Jay the Great Show will be coming on tomorrow as well.
Tomorrow's a jam-packed day.
Tomorrow is jam-packed. We have The Honest Truth. So we have so much coming this season. And you guys always feel free to tell us what you guys want to hear, or tell us what you guys want to see or want us to talk about, or things that you guys want us to cover, because we are here for your entertainment.
This is your platform.
You are us and we is you, and
you are not
I think I need
alone.
to start speaking more proper, because
Negative.
I think I know.
No, that'll ruin everything. How are we gonna fill up the Good Times dictionary if you start cleaning up your
my
vocabulary? Yeah, no, I don't.
And that's the hard part, because
I'm the articulate one here.
I think that people like hear me speak, and they see me being silly, and see me being.
Ain't no way she got a bachelor's.
No, I'm dead for real. That I think that's how people like look at me, and please believe I know when to turn it on and turn it off. Okay, when I'm here with you guys, I'm able to have fun and be silly and be in my element, and enjoy myself and not feel critiqued or anything like that. But when I'm in a meeting, please believe I'm not speaking as such. I'm not like, oh,
you can never have me in one of your meetings because I'll be calling you out every time you said something, or you hear me like.
She messed that up, really. She really messed up. She don't want y'all to know she messed up.
Whoops.
I'm about to make a video. A video, really quick, because I want all of you guys. You only can see this video if you download the 93.97 network.
Are you gonna post it on the social?
Yeah. And that's the only way that you can go see this video.
It was funny. It was so funny this morning.
Actually, no, I'm gonna do behind the scenes.
Early in Sapphire's show, she was talking about the social network, plugging it and telling people to go on there. And so I went on there and I commented a whole bunch of times. And she was like, "Oh, look!" she was like, "We got 3 comments on here." She was like, "Oh, Cujo." She was like, "Listen, y'all, Cujo is my boss." She was like, "Somebody other than my boss needs to be on this platform." I was dying. It was hilarious.
That is funny.
But she wasn't lying. Get on there and interact with us, man. It's a way for all of our listeners.
We just uploaded some sneak peek footage, okay?
Everybody who listens to the show is our fam. So it's a spot where only Good Times fam and only Sapphire the Soup du Jour fans are going to be on there talking. If you really are fam, you got the app and you have access to this social page. So get in there and mingle around, man.
And for future references, we will be posting a lot of behind the scenes footage of us recording, photo shoots, gatherings, and all that kind of stuff on the app, on the socials page,
Mm-hmm.
on our tabs on the socials page. So you guys definitely want to download the app if you guys want to continue to stay
I might
locked
even
with
put
us.
my baked mac and cheese recipe on there.
Oh, you should put the other recipe for the
Bologna
muffin.
dip. Oh,
I almost threw up in my mouth.
oh, the
when
muffin
you said
one.
that. Yeah, the
Oh
muffin.
man, yeah.
Do you know the muffin man?
Yeah,
the muffin
I don't.
man, the
I don't
muffin
typically
man.
plug a lot of people who aren't on here getting advertisement, but if y'all don't follow the Black Foodie Finder on Instagram, you're missing out.
You missing out.
For real. Like that and cooking with cook with me tree. Cooking with me tree. I don't know what it is offhand.
Cook with me tree. I'll get like
I
me
think
three.
that's it.
Like
Yeah,
me two, but
yeah,
it's three of
yeah,
us.
Yeah. But she
That's
is
clever.
that's the mini pancake bowl thing I showed you. That's who that was. That was also the other one I made, the muffins.
Oh, you got it from there.
Yeah.
They looked good.
Yeah.
It's probably nasty though because you cooked it.
They were great, but I will say I used
Just kidding.
how much time we got. Okay, real quick. I used the the cake or the cupcake paper things, and it stuck to the muffin, so it ripped off like half the bottom of the muffin.
Oh, see what you got to do is not use the muffin pan or the cup and just pour it in the whole thing.
I know, but I was afraid of it sticking. But then it ended up sticking to the paper.
Span.
I still didn't trust it. I didn't trust it would have worked.
Some
Pam?
olive oil.
Oh yeah, but I didn't trust.
EVOO.
I thought this was going to be easier and it was going to peel because when you buy cupcakes from the store, the little thing will peel off nice and easy.
But I wonder, is it because of the cheese?
I didn't put cheese in it.
Oh, I wonder what made it stick then.
I have no idea.
You probably ain't cook it right.
Shut up. That's why
probably left the ingredient out. That's probably what happened. What had happened was, but make sure you guys stick around for tomorrow. For Tell 'em Tuesday. Tomorrow's topic is going to be splitting the bill. Okay, so make sure you guys tune in and check us out.
Let us know what y'all think.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot to it. I don't even think we unpacked everything behind that whole situation.
No, because I'm finding out more. So we'll do a
follow up.
We'll do a follow up because I'm finding out more details about that.
I did want to know.
So
I do want to know.
So we shall see. But make sure you guys continue to follow us on social media. We're getting ready to get up out of here, y'all.
Yeah, it's about that time.
I know. These hours flew by so fast. I'm gonna
shouldn't have looked at the clock.
I know.
Because when I looked now, I was like, two.
Yep. It slowed it down. I think that I still have time to watch the Dahmer tonight. And still be able to fall asleep. I don't know, depending on how crazy it gets.
It gets dark at like 9, right?
I'm just saying, like my sleep routine, depending on how soon I'm about to possibly go to sleep. I may have time. Is the episodes an hour or 30 minutes? Oh, I said episodes.
I think the episodes are. I want to say they're an hour.
An hour.
But so, like I said though, if you get through that first episode, that's the scariest bit.
Okay.
At least for the next couple episodes. So the next couple episodes you can get through.
Because when I watched the Bundy tapes, I couldn't go outside.
The Bundy tapes wasn't even that
I couldn't even go outside for like
the Zac Efron one
for a while. Yeah,
it wasn't even.
But after I watched that, see, it's not really the scariness that like
every time you saw a Volkswagen Bug drive by you,
that, or just my anxiety of like if I'm out at night and I'm like more aware of my surroundings because now I know how they be trying to get people when you in your car putting something in they behind you and putting tissues and stuff. So that's what just makes me more like on alert. Like I won't be going in the house at nighttime by myself or all that kind of stuff. Or I'm on FaceTime with somebody if I'm walking in the house.
That's always
like
fun.
So the other day I was on FaceTime with my husband. He was in the house and I was like, okay, I'm running to the car. And I was like, it should only take me 5 seconds to run to the car. Why did I say 5 seconds? And I was like, if I'm running longer than 5 seconds, call 911. My slow butt got winded and it took me longer than 5. He's like, should I call 911? I'm like, I thought I was faster than what I really was.
You was thinking high school princess. You gotta add a
I was
second.
like,
for
child,
each
I do
year
not
you
know
made.
why I told this man 5 seconds.
That
And he's like,
is-
should I call 911? Like,
That's
if
incredible.
you should be
Are
calling
you
911,
good?
how am I going to say yes?
I mean,
But-
that whole setup was a bad idea. Like, you was wrong from the jump.
Yeah, so.
I just thought about something. I wonder if there were less serial killer attacks during COVID, as far as like putting stuff over somebody's face and drugging people because everybody's wearing a mask. So how are you going to chloroform somebody who's wearing a mask?
That's true. So now I'm just going to wear my mask
Oh,
everywhere.
when you out.
Well, no. Okay, so what they were doing was during COVID, not to like jump into a whole new topic, but so
We can
they
do a topic
started
in
doing
7
this. What they started doing was, and I saw this big old trend on social media, they put chloroform on a tissue paper and they stick the tissue paper in your door handle. So when women were touching it
would go
and
through. Yeah, I
putting it
did
down
hear
and
about
getting
that
in their
too.
cars, it's on your fingers and it's now in your bloodstream. I watched this video of this lady who she
Red
was out
gloves.
with her husband. And that happened. And luckily she had the long nails. And when she grabbed the tissue to take it off, it only touched her finger like a little bit. And she said by the time her and her husband got in the car, he was driving. And she's like, my hands start tingling. And like she started feeling really weird. And he drove to like the nearby hospital. And she was almost poisoned. So they're starting to do those little bitty things instead of the mask over the face. So yeah, be careful if you see tissue or anything on your car that you're unfamiliar with. Do not touch it with bare skin.
See, y'all, we don't just be watching these murder shows because we're crazy criminalists.
We trying to
be trying to study and stay exactly. I'm trying to keep my eyes open for another couple of years.
Man,
I ain't trying to get got. I don't want to be.
They're doing that with fentanyl too.
Yeah,
putting,
that's
like a dab of fentanyl,
and they're doing all like colorful, rainbow colored fentanyl and all that kind of stuff. That's another topic for another day as well.
Yeah,
because we need to. I feel like you and I need to speak to our young black men about all these drugs and all of this.
Yeah, it's not cute.
No,
I
think that's
cute.
the old lead out in the 80s, man.
Yeah, crack is whack, man. I'm sorry.
Drugs and alcohol have ruined my life.
Oh, classic Dave Chappelle. All right, y'all. But listen, it's been fun.
It's been true.
It's been so freaking real. I am your girl, the princess of all. And this is the Good Time Show, y'all. Yes. Ladies, stay pretty.
King, stay king.
Deuces.
Bye, Alicia.